Good evening and welcome to the Darkmom Consortium for July the 27th, 2021. I am Mom.
I'm Darkthorn on the road.
Wow, that overmodulated. But yeah, that's Darkthorn. He's attempting to pick up the two laptop stands, which aren't there.
Yeah, everything says they're here and they're not here.
Well, they're someplace, but that,
21
yeah.
pounds of 21 pounds of laptop stands gone.
Holy moly. So I will have to try and track that one down tomorrow.
Well, they're trying to track it down at the post office,
Okay.
as I was telling you. And I'll swing by tomorrow afternoon after the store. And because I'm not going to like 21 pounds of stuff, I can throw it in the back if they do show up. And I'll let you know. I'll text you with the result of that.
Okay.
But yeah.
Wow. Yeah, it doesn't say that it's been picked up, so nobody else has got it. But it's
Yeah.
someplace. We hope. I mean,
We hope.
push comes to shove, we don't use them. It'd be nice to have them, but
I'd like to have them.
I'd
We
like to have
ordered
them
them.
too. But
We ordered them. I'd like to find them.
yeah, ordered and paid for them. But I need to make sure we're going to get the money back too. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's one of those, well, if you got a problem, you have to call the post office. And I'm not going to have them sent here.
I was just at the post office.
I know. I'm not telling you you did something wrong, but I'm going to turn down your mic, though, because that's really loud. Okay.
Yeah, we'll have to change modulation later because I got a good signal at least right out here until I get home.
You do. But the post office is quietly hoping you'll go away. Yeah, Mar Hockman, that's not happening. This has not been a good day. I'm bicycling to work today, bicycled home today. On the way home, as I'm just pulling up into the driveway that goes into our parking lot, my son calls and goes, Mom, how often do you call Ed? Once a week. And how long do you talk? 2 hours. Okay, got the phone bill. I'm like, yeah, it should be like, what, 15 a month? And he goes, that's what it should be. It's $3,200.
Holy.
Yeah, they forgot to put the package in place.
Oh, that's on them. They'll say it's on you.
No, they actually said it's on them. Thank God. Yeah. So, in theory, because my son has it done on auto pay and I couldn't figure out why his credit card suddenly got hit for that much money. So hopefully that'll all be fixed by Friday. Because, boy, I just don't need this stuff going on right now. What the heck? Anyway.
2020's taking its revenge.
Oh, my God. Yeah, and everything that's going on with masks and Vegas and yada, 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 yada.
I tell you, if they cancel us at the last second, then...
Well, they actually added more events today, so they're probably not going to cancel it.
Oh, well, they added something. Thank you.
Yes, thank goodness.
I don't know if it's anything we'll be interested
in. Actually, one of them sounded interesting to me. It's not related to Star Trek Online, but it's very nerdy, so yeah, I love it.
Hey, we are there, officially speaking, while we're representing the fleet and, in a way, STO. We are there as Star Trek fans, and we will be reporting things that we find out as Star Trek fans.
We will. We can't live stream panels and stuff, but we can
live stream.
We can tell you what's going on, providing, of course, we get electricity and internet, which we still don't have.
Yeah, if they screw that up, then there's a
then
they freaking got a big ass problem.
Yeah, well, it won't just be us. But I shall send the lovely Letitia another note going, WTF, ma'am. WTF, really? We're 10 days away.
We're 10 days away. We need to know what's going on. I'm not running this thing on my phone.
Yeah, that would not be good. We can barely do it, but... It will be interesting.
But anyway, for the positive, we do have the background frame.
Yeah, we have the background framed, and we have our banner, so it'll look pretty.
Yep.
And the business cards will be there, so.
And I have a little dongle for my to do the USB connection.
Well, that's part of it, but without electricity, it's going to be very short-lived, or we're going to be running an extremely long extension cable from our apartment 3 miles away.
Yeah, that ain't gonna happen. No,
No.
the extra USB will end up, if there is no internet, we will be fully set up from the apartment going, guess
Yep.
what happened today? We had pictures.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
We're committed, so we're committed to making this work
In
for
many
you.
ways, we are committed.
Yeah, by the end of this one, at the rate this is going, they'll probably
Oh,
have us
Lordy.
in those nice white dinner jackets that tie up the back
Yep.
with the
Um,
really long sleeves.
we will start with the Terrans as soon as DT gets his butt back to his house and gets on. And then we'll start running some Terran missions.
Yeah,
So,
I'm sorry, folks. I had a really bad headache where I was gone earlier. I mean, it was really bad. I literally was so bad I had to go take a nap for a couple hours.
I
Mom
totally
has had
understand
those
that.
headaches.
Yeah, I had one for most of last week, but now that we don't have any dead pigs in the office, it makes life a little bit easier.
Dead pigs in the office.
Did
There's
I?
a
I told
story
you.
there. I can
Oh,
tell.
I didn't
You
tell you
haven't
the
told that
story of
to
the
me.
dead pigs?
You did not tell me the story of the
Oh,
dead
how did
pigs.
I miss that story?
I have no clue how you missed that story.
Yeah, it's a kind of story, but our equipment is used to digest tissue from animals that are used for infectious disease control, or more commonly now, have infectious diseases and can't be put into landfill because it'll just spread everything all over. So we have these ultra cool tissue digesters. But we also have machines that basically will cook a body. It's very much like cremation. So imagine we
Uh
had to
huh.
test one out by cremating a couple of pigs. And it's supposed
Barbecue.
to, well, that's what it smells like.
5,000.
Yeah, that's what it smells like for like the first hour. And then it turns into burned roast for 24
Yeah.
hours. And oh, the smell wouldn't go away. I mean, it's
As
not
people know, I do
foul.
food demos at times. One of the food demos, they have the absolute wrong cooking instructions in.
Uh,
There was an addendum that never got sent out.
minor detail.
So I ended up cooking popcorn until it burned.
That'll do it. Hi, Monvarkas. We're going to be doing some Terrans as soon as DT gets his butt home.
Yeah. Yeah.
At least a couple of times. We'll probably do Pavo Dissension versus doing Peril over Pavo. But having chatted with...
Pavo Dissension can run a little faster. There's
Yeah, because it's killed things as opposed to time.
the last stage is time gated, so
No, not in Pavo Dissension. With that one section of it, yeah, but...
yeah. The one section we got to hold them off, yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of time gating, though, if you want to AFK Pavo or Peril over Pavo, it can be done. It's a little tricky. You have to take out that first sequence, and if you can do that, then you can run the remainder of it as an AFK. So a private AFK. Good. I'm just made it on the Horgon hunt.
Congratulations. Yeah, I picked up a little extra deal on the main today. I gotta run it. I'll get back. Get one of the alts who's not great for this setup, but hey, at least it's got the whole Klingon set now. Get that whole Klingon ground set, so we'll see how that runs.
Absolutely. So yeah, as soon as you get back here, we'll start doing some Pavo.
I am about a half mile from the house now.
You're on the dirt road.
I'm on the dirt road making the turn off on the other dirt road. Just about.
Okay, do we want to start with the Federation or do we want to start with KDF? We can run both, folks.
We can run both. The alts I gotta do are fed, but I'm counting on we'll have enough people to do private.
We can go private, I'm sure. But
I'm
let's
sure.
let's plan on starting with a Federation.
Sorry for the noise. Dirt road.
Yeah, it is a dirt road. Yep, been there.
Yeah, she's been out
I
here
have
once.
been
She will
there.
be out here again.
Yeah, all
You wouldn't
things being the
believe when I
same.
said I'm in the middle. I'm in like a Tatooine of places. I'm in the opposite end of any sort of civilization. No, it
Yep.
can't be that bad.
Oh yeah,
You live out in the middle of nowhere. I said so.
he really does. So like I said, we'll start with a little. Yeah, we'll start with the little Federation, then we can run some KDF, or we can go private after that. It's
Yeah.
a good excuse for getting marks, by the way. If you've got some
Yep.
low-level tunes and you want to throw them in, we can handle them if you team up with somebody. We'll get some big guns going. You can team up. And my
Yep.
phone keeps
I
going
could.
off.
Yeah. We're doing it at least twice. We do
Oh,
it
yeah.
3 or more times. I can bring the main back in. And
Oh, and we're going to run it in the morning, too.
I did two by the time that, but I did one. I got over to the end on the second one, and we still had time before the third one, which had the other three people got done. I might be Rizzo's lightning build might be a little overpowered to the ground.
I have to go see what's on this build, but I'm going to finish doing this race first. Because, it's Ryza. It's
Yeah.
wonderful, wonderful Ryza, and I miss it. I wish they had
It's a
Ryza running
wonderful.
all year long. I don't care about
I
the
wish
ship.
we had. I wish we had the winter event all year long, or the winter wonderland anyway.
Yeah, I'd love to play these maps all the time.
Yeah.
I think I'm behind
Don't need winter
Radiocephalus here.
favors all the time. I just need to go to the winter event and then be going walking in the winter wonderland.
Yep.
Yeah, I close the gate, and I am for the most.
Okay.
Not two gates, but
Say hi to the puppy
it's all
when you
good.
get in.
Yep.
Right behind Paloma. Yeah, this one's good.
Guys, there's only three things to live out here: coyotes, cattle, and freaking dirt. Like, there's your summer event: drought. Anyway, I'm about home. I'm going to go jump off here, and the next place you'll hear me will be on the PC.
Woot woot.
All right, catch you in a bit.
Alrighty. Alright, so let's see what the heck I've got on this. What is the optimum outfit? Chupacabras. He probably does have chupacabras. There's no way you can hide everything. It's kind of just flat. Alright, so let's see. What's the optimum build going to be? I've got me some ball lightning. I have got me some chain conduit, which I like. Psionic empathy. Yeah, Mud's time is always good. Assimilate. I don't have Assimilate on any of my tunes, on any of my accounts. Love Crystal Prism. I think I'll grab my Crystal Prisms here. Shield Pulse. Oh, hold on. DT saying was the wrist device will heal the crystals. So I've got my wrist device with me. Do I need cryomines? Shield Pulse. Shield Pulse would be nice for helping out people. But am I a nice person? This is always a good question. Agonizer Brain Scramble. Target is surrounded by an agonizer field. 119 phaser damage per second to target and enemies within 5 meters. 150 run speed for 14 seconds. Well, that's not really critical in this one. 100 run speed resistance for 14 seconds. 15 confuse for 14 seconds. What do we think about that one? We'll consider that one. I've never been thrilled with the overcharged turret plasma feedback cascade. It's not too bad. Let's try this one with, like, resistance is futile. Let's go plasma feedback on this one and see how that works out for everybody. And what junk do I have on this tomb? Let's go down and put all of our junk away, Mom. Clean up our room. Don't give Sav a reason to tell me I've got way too much stuff.
For a limited time,
So as I was telling DT, I talk to Ed every weekend for a couple hours on the phone. But that's because I signed up, and my son and I signed up, and we got a nice $15 a month overseas package, which they didn't initiate, so he had a $3,200 phone bill this month. So I'm hoping it gets worked out. Let's see. One of the reps as a module named something like bioharmonic emitter. Yeah, I think I've got the bioharmonic emitter. Interesting. I didn't know that. All right. If we're going to take this tune out, he's only got 139. Get rid of those first of all. Oh, okay. That's fine. Oh, he does have another 1,000 there. Good. Let's put those up there. Let's see. Alright, so Lexers needs me to do something on Hugh's Heroes. I suppose I should load some projects in here. Oh, excellent. Swear I've got tunes who've got colony battery provisions. Tons of them. And I'm not going to worry about it right now. Let's just clean out the inventory. I get so easily distracted when we get going here. Right now we just want to put some stuff away. What annoys me is that Universal's only stacked to 5. Everything else stacks nicely, but Universal's only stacked to 5. Yeah, that's me. All right, let's go on over to the promenade while we're waiting for DT to get in. Chat with his mom, chat with the pup, make sure everything's good, get himself up, running, and logged in. Then we'll start with a little Pavo Dissension. Honestly, I'll take Pavo Dissension any day, but if you can parallel over Pavo AFK to some extent, that's cool. Oh, good. I'm out of eggs. Yay, I'm out of eggs. Do I have any birds left? Looks like all my birds are gone. Yay. Oh, because I have all these stupid monkeys. Oh, I do have some birds. Okay, we'll go back and look at the birds in a moment. Monkey feathers. Oh, joy. We have blue monkeys. And more blue monkeys. And a red monkey. And let's turn in the ugly green tiki-faced monkeys, because they're really ugly. Let's put it on Nukara. And that leaves me with a bird to turn in and a bird to raise. There we go. Yeah. That would be nice some days. No, nope, 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 nope. Zone chat. No. No. Oh, it's not even zone chat. What the heck is it? It's local. Oh, that's so much better. Yeah, somebody's doing some ERP here. Just not going there. You know what? I just realized we are in private chat. Let me move us out of private. All right, we're in live now, so people can jump in and visit with me until DT gets here. I do need to level a tune either today or tomorrow, since I'm going to be here tomorrow. Though I'm not going to be running a show. Let's see. Let's do this. Okay, my absolute favorite one here is the River Grotto, the Jungle Road, and Under the Arches. I have not had it once this entire summer. So what have I got? Swoop over the River Grotto, visit the back beach, rope bridge. Okay.
There's something like a dozen different places, and getting exactly the right combinations, like the 1,000 to 1 or something.
I think there's 8 different maps for this. Let me think about
Only
that for a second.
8.
Yeah, I think it's
Seems
only
too
8.
low.
Okay, so there is the 3 at the front, right?
Hmm.
There's 3 on the back, 4 on the back. There's 2 at the peak, so what's that? That's 9. And then there's the Bay Rock, that's 10. Can you think of any others?
There's also one for flying around the promenade, isn't there?
Yeah, but that's one of the 3 in the front. Oh, for the promenade, no, that's the one odd one. That's called Bay Rock. But yeah, that was the 10th one.
Because there's one where you circle the lighthouse, one where you fly along the back beach,
Right,
which you actually have that one up right now.
right.
One where you fly along the river, and then
That's
there's the one where you fly under the arches.
Okay, this is back beach, so that's 1 at the back. Arches is 2. The lighthouse is 3. Back beach is 4. Okay, those are the 4 at the back map, right?
Well, you,
Okay, hang on.
are
Let
you
me
counting
rephrase
the
it.
arches one?
Okay, on the north side of the island, we've got the back beach, the lighthouse, the river, and the arches. Okay, that's the north side of the island. On the east side of the island, we have got the Bay Rock.
Which is what the promenade connects to.
That's the promenade one. At the front of it, you've got the 3 in front of the hotel, or over the top of it, and then you've got the Jungle Road. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then 2 inside the caldera, 10, 11. So there's 11 maps.
Maybe.
Can you think of any others?
Part of me wants to say that's missing something, but
It might be, but I can't think of it.
Hmm.
Rope bridge. It's missing rope bridge, so that's 12.
Yeah.
I've had the rope bridge a crazy number of times this year.
Yeah. See, because with the caldera, there's one where you fly around the inside of the
Right.
caldera, one where you fly around the outside of the
Mhm.
caldera, and one where you spiral around the rope bridge until you get to the cave that
Right.
goes into the caldera.
Right. Okay, so there's a total of 12. Anybody else got another one that we're missing? So, but you're getting 4 of those 12 every single time.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, each one is a 1 in 12 chance. So, the odds of you getting a specific one are 1 in 12. The odds of you getting the next one are 1 in 11, 1 in 10, 1 in 9. So, I can't do the math off the top of my head. 120, 1,320 times 9. Call it 13,000 combinations.
However, something like 9 of those possible combinations are acceptable. So you divide by the number of acceptable combinations to determine odds.
Well, what do you mean they're acceptable?
Well, because like you want 3 specific ones out of the 4 possible.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So, whatever the 4th one is doesn't really matter.
True,
So
true.
anything that has those 3 is a hit, even if it's 1, 3, and 4 that are the choices that you. Well, to be honest, the game doesn't really give you the order that the choices are taken.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that actually even matters.
Yeah, I mean, your odds of getting 4 maps are 100%. You're getting 4 maps. But for you to get one specific map that you want is 1 in 12. And then for you to get the second one you want is 1 in 11, and so on and so forth. But, you're still going to get something.
Yeah. Well, what I was just saying though is that you have the total number of possibilities,
Yeah.
but you're looking for the odds of getting a particular assortment of possibilities,
Right.
which doesn't include all of the possible combinations.
This is true.
So some of the combinations are functionally redundant, and that's why I was saying you would need to divide the end result by 9, is because, well, all of the redundant combinations, there's 9 of them for each valid combination.
Okay.
You found it. Quickly, dig
Yeah,
it up.
now I find
So
it.
my estimate goes, anyways. Not 100% sure that's right, but
I'm sure they've got the numbers someplace because, that's what they do.
Numbers.
Numbers. I apologize.
Nerds.
My back is killing me today, so I apologize. Probably should take something for
I
it.
just noticed someone, an NPC that is, using a costume part that players don't have, and sitting on a beach chair. Care to guess which costume part this is, and why it's something players don't have?
Yes. Why? Go ahead.
It's one of the arm attachment options you see on liberated board characters. This one is one of those that looks like they have a power drill permanently attached to their forearm.
It's a look. Which map are you on?
Oh, I'm in
5. He's in 5.
Oh yeah, Anubis at whatever is standing next to me.
All right, I'm on 5. You're over on the beach?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
but by the time
Near where you beam in. Near where
Okay.
you beam in.
I'll be
Actually,
in then.
I think I've seen this particular look before. It's just one kind of like sticks out because of the fact that the cybernetic implant is solid black, like the traditional Borg.
It's a liberated board. Look at the face.
Yeah, I know. But it's one of those things that just kind of like sticks out as like, hey, players can't do that.
So,
Yeah, but NPCs are
Go look-
special.
Go look at the tailor. The tailor wears stuff you can't get.
I know. Bummer.
Yeah. Well, another one is that several of the versions have kit frame visuals added to a swimsuit.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the fact that some of the NPC swimsuits, because of the fact that they weren't built to be customizable, well, there is no player equivalent for some of them.
Oh my gosh,
One
my
of which
phone's...
actually looks really cool.
The real point is deal with it.
Yeah.
No. Deal with it.
I just find making a list of things we don't have to be amusing.
There's always going to be things that we don't have.
Like Desmond's hair. Yeah, it's one of the weirder things from the Discovery mini faction tutorial is that some of the NPCs that you only see in there, for some unknown reason, have a unique hairstyle that you don't see anywhere else in the game, and I don't really understand why. Oh well.
Go to a Klingon, they get freaking Daha Master coats on the NPCs that they promised we'd get. There's even a ad for us to get them, but we didn't get them.
Huh. Interesting.
So, again, there's always going to be things in game that players just, due to how it's set up, won't be able to get.
Well, there's certain ones I don't expect players to get either. Like, certain of the NPC aliens have crab claws for hands. I just
Before we
cannot
had the
visualize that working with any of the player animations.
Before we had playable faction, you couldn't do the jaw spikes on a Gemador properly because you had to do it because you had to make them off the alien points. You couldn't do it.
Who else would like to join us for a romp on Pavo Dissension? Pavo Dissension? We've got DT, we've got Mar Hawkman. How about you, Monvarkus? You want to join us? It got quiet. Why did it get so quiet?
Oh, here we go.
Ooh, did we
I
lose?
roll like that.
Did we lose Von Marcus? Von Marcus, where are you?
Oh look, I found something that followed me home.
Oh, you're so cute.
Extra large.
Bug, kill it.
Go play with it, boy. Go play. Anybody else for a little peril over Pavo? We will do another one, don't worry.
You can't use
I
bundle.
thought we were doing Pavo Dissension.
Pavo Dissension, my bad. Pavo Dissension. So anyway, my back hurts because I decided to cycle to work today. I had my backpack, but the weight was slowly shifting this way, so I'm slowly doing this to compensate as I'm riding, and I probably should take some drugs. That would be smart of me.
What sort of strap arrangement do you have on your backpack?
This is my work backpack. It is not well designed for biking. I have a great backpack that I usually use for biking that's got a waist strap and an upper chest strap, and that's great. It keeps everything from shifting. This one does not. But I wasn't thinking when I packed it all up and headed out this morning.
Well, one thing I figured out years ago is that you can improvise an upper chest strap simply by taking a piece of string and tying the two shoulder straps together.
Well, with the shoulder straps, they've got the two straps for making it taller or longer, shorter. So I pulled them to the point where it's a good, comfortable fit, and then I put a clip on it so I can clip it across the chest, and then it's got a waist strap. I mean, it's not a great backpack for cycling, but for up to 20 miles, it's fine. But I've probably got 20 pounds of stuff in it because, kind of impromptu cycling. Not cycling tomorrow. Little uncomfortable. So
yeah, one I've used a lot in the past, anyways, not recently, is a rather large backpack that I got because of the fact I liked the size of it, and the fact that it has a water-resistant covering.
Ooh, nice.
On the outside, because it's just like one of those things that it's kind of like that like plasticized canvas or something that they make the outside of the backpack from, which. That's nice for like rainy stuff because it sheds water instead of soaking it up like some backpacks.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've got one of those.
This one, however, was not in any way, shape, or form actually designed for use on bicycles or hiking. I don't understand why not, because when you look at it, the shape of it doesn't make sense for like air travel stuff, so
Okay.
It's not designed for that. But it's mostly the way that the straps go that's the issue there, is because the fact that it just doesn't have a thing that goes across the chest, which makes it get rather uncomfortable bicycling with it after a while.
My not great backpack that's been with me forever is supposed to be waterproof, but after all these years, it's not. But it's waterproof enough that when I'm cycling for like 20 or 30 miles and, you're sweating a lot, it winds up basically chewing up the skin on your back because it just holds the moisture there. It doesn't let it wick away. And you get into wherever you are, and it's like sandpaper on your back. Then it takes me a week or two to get healed from that, and then, I don't have another backpack. I'm doing it again.
Yeah.
Yep, I know. Hey, I'm going to grab some water, and then we can start some Pavo. I'll be right back.
On this character, I have a creamsicle crush for it. been a while. Oh wait, maybe this was a character. Oh, now I remember. That's right. Since this is one of my Delta recruit characters, I made her before they did the Back to the Future board event. So I didn't just get her the basic junk board when I first had her do Rise Up, because I actually had the favors sitting around to get her one of the other ones. Why am I not using the Back to the Future board? Because it's better, though. I don't know.
Sorry about that. Way too warm tonight.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like it's just us. Shall I go ahead and cue it up?
Well, could you wait until the...
Oh, yeah, no problem. I can see you over there. Just move it around.
No, do it while he's in the middle of the race. We're just evil that way.
Yeah.
We do it to you, Mom, therefore.
Yeah, well, every time I start something up, it starts.
Well, this I was actually doing because it's time for my daily dilithium collection.
I just want the obstacle course, which is quick.
So, DT, you're saying the Pavo Arista device heals the crystals?
Not Pavo.
Sorry, piezo.
Yeah. Well, see, because it has that secondary effect where you heal yourself and nearby allies, which is what I was talking about that one time when I mentioned that my bridge officer kept creating this effect that looked like a patch of frost on the ground. It's because the fact that it creates a blue area effect that, well, to me it looks like frost on the ground because it makes the ground kind of like light blue or something in the area where it happens. I'm not 100% sure if that heals that particular structure, but I know it heals other stuff, so maybe.
When you drop the crystals to heal the infected areas, the secondary mode on the piezoelectric device heals those crystals. I can verify it because I did it today.
Okay, cool. I was just saying that I hadn't actually tried using it to do that, but I know it generally works for a wide variety of things.
Make sure I've got it with me. Oh, I don't have it with me. Yeah, hold on.
I don't
Brain
have it
work.
on this character, so that's kind
Yeah, I've got it on this character. Von Marcus, do you want to join us for Pavo? I'd send you a team invite, and if you want to join us, you can. Oh, perfect. We've got Von Marcus. Yay! We're on the open chat channel if you want to join us.
Dante is in the strike group chatting game. I'm not sure what he's...
I think he said... he's doing parallel for Pavo.
Oh, okay then. See, one thing I've noticed over the years is that my enjoyment of playing ground in Star Trek Online actually went up after I started playing Champions Online, because of the fact that in not all of the ways, but there are a lot of ways where ground combat in Star Trek Online is actually very similar to the way it works in Champions Online.
Okay, that
That's
makes some
because
sense.
it's the same game engine.
Yeah, that. But it's just one of the things I found that it's just like I can just like reflexively do things now that I didn't do before, I guess.
Go play Neverwinter. The controls are different, but I'll mess you up.
It annoyed me. Just the sheer number of ways to change the controls seemingly for no reason.
It's interesting.
When
Why is it?
I really get going, I like playing Neverwinter.
Okay, Von Marcus needs to do a few upgrades here.
Well, I
Well,
now have 244K dilithium refined on the salt.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
I have a little bit more, 365 now, with some fleet vouchers. I could spend it on. What do we need for the fleet? Use heroes. Ed was so bummed when he found out it's Pavo
For a limited
Dissension.
time only, I will be awarding bonus favors to anyone who comes. Well done. Locate time. How can I help?
Because he and I used to play that almost every morning.
Don't mind my crunching. I had a grilled cheese and some chips here, which is my dinner because I was running a little late.
No worries.
Food is necessary.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and queue us. Advanced okay with everybody?
Sure.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. Wee woo?
Yep.
Ooh, that's fast. Ooh, boop, 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 boop. Ooh, boop, 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 boop.
Can we trying something I hadn't done with this build before? That's a minor change.
Sure.
Namely that I'm trying out coordinated synergies to see how it works with Mud's time device.
Okay. Did I put Mud's time device back on here? No, I did not. That's okay. I've got other stuff. Oh, probably works better if I put something more effective than that. Actually, you can be there. You can be there. Do I have any targs? There we go. I've got my guys with me.
Pretty much got nothing on this character, but other than the event stuff. So
I'm going to go to the one that's on the far side there. Grab that one. 3, 2, 1, go. All right, let's see what comes up. I'm going.
Follow you.
Okay.
I'll follow you.
All right.
Lila went that way. Oh wait, 2 of the streams go up this way. So I
Yeah.
guess
Usually we take 2 streams unless we got somebody who's just Uber on it, and then everybody goes back and does the last one.
let's see.
Terran reinforcements have arrived.
Should be one more here. There it is. Okay.
A placed crystal is under attack. Defend it.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, if you get near with that effect, one of the crystals that's taking damage, like the one that just blew up, it would have killed it. I'm Ryan here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Reinforcements have arrived.
Slowly healing.
The crystal has been purified. Advance to the next one.
Yep. I got that guy.
Terran reinforcements have arrived.
Go get 'em, boys.
Go into the rift.
So many drones. I already got up to the point where it's starting to look silly.
Yep.
Here,
That's-
silly works.
That's when you're doing your job.
That's when things work right.
The crystal has been purified.
Oh,
Advance to the
God.
next one.
This
I-
crystal
I-
has been purified.
I just realized a problem with the drones. They started aggroing things that I'm not supposed to be fighting yet. Oh well.
Gonna happen. Deal with it. Every pet's gonna do that.
Have arrived.
True.
A placed crystal is under attack. Defend it.
There we go.
Dropping rifts everywhere.
Everyone's wandering off into the woods, and I'm not sure why.
Because it senses something and it's going to aggro it for you.
Well, it's shooting at
Reinforcements have
something.
arrived.
Oh, I see. It's a spawn location where normally it would take them like a minute or two to walk up slowly to where we are, but the drone decided to spawn camp them instead of waiting for them.
You have a good drone.
He made an excellent drone. We done here? No.
No, but if somebody wants to head over to Region 1, we can finish this up.
A placed crystal is under attack. Defend it.
Very specimen. Are you guys getting the buff
The-
from the what's that monster called again?
I died.
You died. Stay there.
Coordinated synergies.
We need to go back anyway. so
Okay, are we done here? Yeah.
Yeah, we're done there.
All right,
Let's finish.
back to the spire. Parvo is doing just fine there, Mr. Dave. Parvo. Parvo dissension.
That was weird. Everything kind of just went black for a minute.
On Vargas,
Oh.
you've taken some injuries, sir.
I actually have noticed that there's some weird color effect that sometimes pops up in my character, and I'm not sure what it is or why it's there.
No, the screen went black.
Huh.
That's weird.
I have 7 drones over here helping me spawn camp these guys.
Let's see.
Placed crystal is under attack. Defend it. The crystal has been purified.
Alrighty.
Advance to the next one.
Whee.
Dude,
Oh, I
melee
love
is
all these drones floating around here. That's just so cute.
The funny thing is, I actually found a trait that makes Assimilate more powerful.
Ooh.
Remember how they were talking about that whole thing of like the Tenevix Council
Yeah.
trait, and how it's ridiculous when used with certain weapons?
Mm-hmm.
Well, so I started examining Tenevix Council to figure out just how many things it works with, and realized that anything that's considered a damage over time effect is amplified by Tenevix Council,
Ah!
including
That's
the
nice.
damage over time applied by Assimilate.
I like that. One thing I dislike about this is that transport to Spire is the default. So if you accidentally start spamming your F key, oops.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
It's...
I have on multiple occasions accidentally done that.
haven't we all? Yeah, at that point I'll usually swear at Ed or something. Not that it's his fault.
A placed crystal is under attack. Defend it.
No, apparently not. Okay, I'll just check to see if the Pavin healing crystal applies to placed objects in turn.
Nope. Could have told you that.
Well, I figured that since I already had it equipped, it'd be easy to check that way. Don't shoot me in the back. That's not going to help you.
Shot him in the back because his back was to me.
It's easier
No,
that
man,
way.
one of the Terrans actually shot me in the back, even though I wasn't shooting.
Your back. It's a Terran.
Yeah, really.
It's a Terran. If you don't expect a
And you're
Terran to shoot you in the back, you
surprised
have
why.
a problem. Me, I'm Andorian. I just don't. I'm just a racist person who gets these pink skins.
A placed crystal is under attack. Defend it. Well done. Looks like the Terrans are retreating.
Now we can click the transport to Spire button.
I always
Oh,
do.
hey, oh yeah, the Pavin healing crystal actually does work on board drones apparently.
Reading Terran transport.
Board drones, yeah.
Spire. Heads up. Return.
Let's see, where am I going to go? I can go up on this hill.
I was going to go for the defendable one near you. So
Okay.
the defendable one over here. They only come in one direction there.
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, there's
Camp
2 beam-in
this
points here.
area over here. Even if there is 2 beam-in points, it's pretty easy to watch both of them at the same time.
I don't have good gear on this character. So I'd rather have them
DT, chill.
It's, that was.
It's
tried to
just a game.
I know. Oh, it's easy enough to do there. Not if you don't have good gear.
Well, that was easy.
3 beam points.
We've got the other player at the last beam end
Oh,
point.
Mia? Yeah,
Yeah.
Mia seems to be pretty good.
Yep. Yeah, the Sparky suit works nicely.
Well, I have a small army. I like how each of the drones actually takes on the appearance of the individual Terran you assimilated.
Oh,
You
yeah.
just load a random character model. Like, one of my drones is wearing a white uniform because some of the Terrans who are apparently designated as medical officers actually wear white Terran uniforms.
Get ready.
All right, let's do the good
Terrans assembling
one.
their elite forces.
Let me think about that, Mr. Dave. I'm sure I can figure out the numbers for you.
Terrans placed an agonizer by one of the roofs. Destroy it.
Yeah,
Quickly.
yeah. Or overlay agonizer device, whatever. Healing crystal.
Injuries.
Alright, let's get this over with, idiot. I got better things to do. I'd better get a promotion out of this.
You're gonna get to send right up there.
It's Neil Peart.
And you're done. Let's get the other guy.
I'm gonna kill you.
Did we get them both?
Looks
We
like the
did.
Terrans
We
have
did.
given up.
Well, that wasn't too challenging.
My team and I
Wow, they beamed out in a hurry up here.
detect any
I,
further
I
hostile
was in the
activity.
middle of
We'll send word.
trying to assimilate another
Right
group,
now,
but then
Pablo's
when they
safe.
literally just
Thanks to you. Well done.
That's because her bosses died.
it's like life threatening danger. Sure, no problem, boss. We got that. Like, oh wait, he's gone. Let's run for it. No. Well, that was quick and easy. Well, maybe more easy than quick, but yeah, whatever.
How many do you need? 14? I'm at 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Mr. Dave, you should be able to have 14 before you get to Vegas.
Yeah, if I get all 14 before Vegas.
Yeah.
then I
No,
can-
it shouldn't
then
be
I can
any
work.
issues. You could actually be way ahead of it if you're on the 20-hour cooldown, but if you're just doing one per day, you should have it by the 9th because you only need 14.
Jump over to the other computer.
And you have ample time if you're on the... Isn't there a medic at the resort? Not that I'm
No.
aware of.
No.
Yeah, that's one of the things they don't have at Risa in either map.
Trying to see
Nobody gets hurt. That's why you don't on Risa.
I've got some critical regenerators, but that's all I've got.
You could try beaming up and beaming deck down repeatedly, because apparently that they added a feature to the game that will sometimes remove injuries when you transfer maps.
I have noticed that. I will have a bridge officer who's injured. By the time I
Or
beam
minor.
back, he's fixed.
Or if you have minor injuries, there's also
Yeah.
long enough like heal.
All right. Do you have another account you need to run this on, DT?
Yeah, I do. I need to,
Okay.
you know, the one I babysit for. So
Yes, yes.
well, I'm moving to the other computer, which means I'm going to be a little bit muted because my back's going to be to the mic.
Okie doke. Ooh, fireworks. I haven't done Makbara this year either.
I think you might bar. I got to do the whole tour on this
I
character.
just don't remember
which
what
means-
the time sequence is for it right now.
You know what we should do?
What should we do?
I do have the alt account maybe at one point next week. Not this week, next week, because we had stuff to do on Wednesday or Thursday or whatever. We should go
Yes.
through a whole Risa thing and go
Risa-
through where all the Endeavor was.
Risa and Saturday.
And I guess we're going to have to do it at some point.
Yeah, Risa's almost
Let's
done
go.
for this year.
It's going to take a couple minutes. It's got a patch over there.
Okay.
Probably running multiple computers. I gotta mention this, put that account over on this one. But while I do that, I can go back over on main here.
I'm just doing a little flying high here. Oh, I got the 3 easy ones this time.
Which 3 easy ones did you get? Jungle
Ones-
Road.
Even easier, the ones that are
Arches.
sitting right in front.
Fly a circle over the dance floor, then fly over the hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like the fly over the hotel one, but what the heck? It's
Yes-
easy. It's
Yesterday,
fast.
yesterday I had Jungle Road,
Grotto?
River Grotto, and then Stone Arches.
Oh, that's my favorite one. It's pretty.
One thing I've learned is that if you use the right mouse button to pan, it'll actually have your character automatically facing whichever direction you're panning the camera, which, well, that actually makes flying a little bit easier.
I don't have.
I fly by the mouse all the time, so that's
Yeah. I use both mouse keys.
Yeah, you hold down both mouse keys wherever you point your mouse, you're flying there.
Yep. And it's really nice for doing.
Same thing when you fly a starship.
You don't need to hold both of them, apparently, just the right one.
Really? I've always held both. Let me see if one will do it.
I mean,
Okay,
you
no.
can actually try it on ground. It's like,
You have to have both to actually fly forward,
Yeah.
or else you're using the keyboard to fly.
well,
Right.
You can do that.
I'm doing it on one mouse right now on the right key. And all I'm doing is pivoting the camera position. And if you do
It looks like
left,
your character is turning to face the camera.
yeah. So if you do left, you pivot the camera around the tune. Same with right along. You pivot around that. Both together? Works.
Yeah,
What?
fly.
Mm.
Ooh. I'm going to go watch this later. The Ghostbusters Afterlife trailer dropped.
Well, when I did it, notice it with just the right one, the character takes a little bit of time to follow it, but well, they do.
Oh, it's nice to watch the fireworks from up here.
Yeah, I've flown into the fireworks to watch them.
I'm standing over on top of the resort enjoying them. Farewell to Risa. We only have a few more days.
The other PC's at 20%, so it's going to be a few minutes. We can do something else
Okay.
if you want.
No worries. Who has something? Oh, you know what? I didn't even look. I had to kill 60 Terrans. I'm not sure that I did. I presume I did it. I wasn't even paying attention. Yeah, apparently I got all 60 Terrans.
I got to do Polaron in space, Zenkethy Battle Zone, and 3 board TFOs.
We can do.
I feel like doing an easy board TFO.
Absolutely. Give me one sec.
I mean, I'm just doing Endeavor, so as far as I'm concerned, we can go do about, like 3 freaking advanced ones to be done.
Works for me. Who
Or
would
even
like to join us
basic.
for some Borg TFOs?
It's going to be a tour. It's going to be Cure. It's going to be at least Cure, Kittimer. I don't know what the third one will be yet. Maybe it'll be an ISE or
Oh, I
if
have
we
3
get people.
different space damage endeavors for today, so I'll swap to someone
Okay.
who does one of those damage types.
I can do Polaron damage and 10 Zenkethi ships, so I will probably just take my Jim'Hadar into the battle zone later.
Is it on the same tune you have to do Zenkethi ships as you do for the
Yeah.
battle zone?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. That's convenient.
The Endeavor is when you go there, it's a count, so.
Hmm. Well, I'm just asking because if you have Zenkethi ships that aren't in the battle zone, let me suggest Scylla and
It
Charybdis.
counts. Yeah. Well, the Zenkethi battles, the Zenkethi ships, if you. Yesterday I had Zenkethi ship, or the other day I had like Tholian ships, or I had Voth ships in the battle zone,
Mm-hmm.
and like it was like, and Voth on the ground or something like
Oh,
that.
it's
It was like,
convenient that way.
yeah, it was very convenient.
Most convenient one I've ever had was 2 different damage types on the ground,
Mm-hmm.
and then go kill Voth.
Well, that's convenient.
Like, okay, well, I'll give one of my bridge officers a phaser, and then put, I don't actually remember which 2 damage types it was, but you give one bridge officer a phaser, and then you have you and the other bridge officer use whatever the other damage type was, and then just wander around shooting Voth until you get all of your things done.
Sorry, I outpace my bridge officers. I usually throw a cyclic modulation weapon and just change it over when I need to.
Mm-hmm. Well, I had a 2 damage types this morning. I had AP and phaser, and I wasn't paying attention, so I got into a kind of sticky situation. I threw on the Red Angel suit, and that's when I realized it does phaser damage.
Yep.
Okay, what are we going to do first, DT?
How about we go pay Denatra a visit?
That would be Kittimer? No,
Kittimer.
Kittimer.
Kittimer Space.
Kittimer Vortex. Are you ready?
No,
Sure.
please. I'm on Jason. Please.
We're ready. Wee woo.
I
can
like
just-
that. It's like, am I ready?
You have to ask.
I know.
There are 2 active Borg transwarp cut. The space the Borgers.
I have my tank with me, so we should be good. Let's make sure
All right.
everybody
How
got here.
about you and I go right?
And everyone
everybody-
else can go left?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I don't know who Rhymes is, so don't know.
I
what
don't know. They're
gonna
going to go wherever.
Okay.
It's not like we can tell them where to go, anyways.
Yeah, this is true.
They seem to be flying the legendary Galaxy X, though. Wait, no, that's just the regular.
No,
Galaxy.
that's the regular galaxy.
It's a red thing on the back. Oh, I guess that's the shuttle.
It's the impulse engine.
Oh well.
That's the impulse engine.
Your defensive capabilities are unable to withstand us. Lower your shields and await assimilation.
Okay, we're going right, you said?
Yep.
Right side or left side first?
I usually go left at that point.
Okay, left side it is.
Look, Q. Goodbye, Q.
I'll get those pesky probes there.
Good. I'll just swing that back at the other side. Here. We'll come around to help you guys.
On our way.
Here we come to save the day.
Do you want to go left or right, DT?
I'll go left.
Okay, I'll go right.
Oh, you guys finished that side clear.
Yeah, DT's got like an absolute ton of power.
Yeah, I mean, right now I'm killing this thing with 2 generators still going.
Okay. Let us go get Tanatra. Tanatra. Come out
you
and
play.
play. Yeah. Good to know we both had the same thought there.
Yeah, so sit at the gate.
Did you kill her already, DT?
No,
Okay.
no, I got her down, but I wiped out about a third of her hull. Half, sorry.
Well, she's down to a quarter now.
Yeah.
Well,
Now
that
she's
was
dead.
easy. Gotta get those probes over there.
Yeah. Having firepower is good. Having a tank to support me while I have firepower is even better.
Well, that was easy.
Yep.
The scimitar has been destroyed, but sensors detected several escape pods entering the vortex.
Dum dum dum.
That was fun.
Yes, that was.
Oh, who's this?
Good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
I am good.
Good. Feel better after your quick trip to sick bay?
After what?
Did you have to go heal somebody on
Oh, yeah, sick bay.
yeah, sick bay?
S was not the letter I heard at the beginning of that.
Yes, was sick bay. Well, Mr. Dave, I've got my crummy unoriginal face masks. We'll see if I've got time to get them done. But tomorrow will be dedicated to finishing up the lettering on the flaming targs of Grethor.
Hello.
Shall we do a cure found?
We can do a cure found. Let's team up first, though.
Yeah,
I need
of
to
course we
switch
should.
characters.
Go ahead. Take your
Stop
time.
and damage in that word. Now to do the Polaron.
Okay, absolutely. Mark Hockman, you in for this one?
Sure. I just need to swap characters.
Okay, no problems.
Yeah, like I said, for me, I got Polaron and then Tens and Kathy ships. That's throw on one of my Polaron ships and just take a trip out there.
I chatted briefly with Lant today. We will be doing our PvP day on Tuesday, August the 3rd, instead of Thursday, August the 5th, because I have to zip off to scenic Chicago a day earlier than planned.
Scenic Chicago? Wow.
So-
I know you meant scenic.
Yes.
It sounded scenic.
Scenic, yes. I'm driving from Indy to Chicago on Thursday, doing some family stuff on Friday, jump in the car on Saturday morning to get back here to get everything packed, and I have to be at the airport at 4 a.m. to fly out at 6 on Sunday.
Well,
I've heard
you don't
that
have
a
a
lot
busy
of people
few
who live
days
in
at all.
Chicago are cynical.
Say that again?
I've heard that a lot of people who live in Chicago are cynical.
Oh, no. You think?
You think?
Oh.
Are we on Emily Marhockman?
Yes.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. So, yeah, that's going to be a crazy week next week. So, I will be annoyed if they cancel the convention. The way things were going yesterday, I was thinking, there's a possibility because we still haven't heard about some really important stuff. Like electricity. Let me check and see. No. Nothing yet. I've got to pay my rent. That would be a good thing to do before I leave for the day. There it is.
Probably.
Letitia.
Trying to figure out what would be an airfare. What would be a good airfare for that whole.
Okay.
Just checking out something here.
Yeah, she still hasn't mailed out any of the agreements for electricity or internet. Well, at least we're with everybody else.
Well, be anywhere from $180 to $300 right now to fly out to Indianapolis. If we go that route.
For this year? You coming out here to visit me this year?
No, for the Chicago. For
Yeah.
the whole Chicago thing.
It's
But
cheap
you
to
said
it's cheaper to fly into Indianapolis than it is to fly into Chicago.
Okay.
Usually. But, check to see which one's cheaper for you. And we'll just
Well,
coordinate
we'll
that
have
way.
to look it up. I mean, there's really, at this point, on any of the price points, there's nothing really set yet. Because it's still too far ahead. But we'll get there. We will catch a flight. We will catch it. Since there isn't going to be a ton
Yeah,
from the Star Trek Chicago thing to drag out. Yay.
it's a
I think.
3-day event, come out. The nice thing for me is it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, which means it's not going to kill my PTO. So all of it that I've earned since I started with this job is going to go away next week.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Dave, even if by stow you mean cryptic, they didn't go in 2019 officially. They didn't have a booth or anything.
Yeah, they
They were there and they did a panel.
They were there. They were there. They did little meets and so they didn't do a full panel. I don't think.
Yeah, they did.
Stuff.
They did a full panel. It was just. Oh, you're
Oh,
right.
yeah,
it was.
they did because,
Yeah.
Yeah,
we were
they did
there.
full panel because
Uh-huh.
that was with Anthony Rapp and all that.
Right. They did 2 panels, and they probably will do them this year because there's a lot of people there. However,
That's where I
let
caught those little blue
us
tribbles.
see if the schedule has come out yet.
I doubt it has,
It's
but
supposed to be out next week.
and I'm pretty sure we ought to let them know we're there so they know to look for us, and then
Yeah.
and then it may be like last time where they give up, since they don't have a booth, they'll give us stuff to give away for them.
Yeah, if they're there. All right, so. I'm looking to see if they've got their schedule yet, but I'm not seeing it up.
Which, to be cynical, I can go, if they give us stuff to give away, we can be bought for a certain price.
No, we can't.
I can.
All right, what are we doing this time around? Now, are we ready, first of all?
I would feel like doing a cure space.
Is everybody good with Cure Space?
Sure.
Sure.
We will?
We would. Gotta admit, though, having a lot of firepower near your tank makes it easier for you to tank, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Oh, no doubt about that.
So mom's tanking.
Yeah, I'm tanking.
All right, I'll
currently her most consistent ship is her tank, and we're working on a full DPS build for her.
Yeah, after Vegas, we'll deal with that.
Yeah. Maybe during, if we have time, and look around. We can look around back and forth and stuff. But
When was the last time we had time in Vegas?
When's the last
Early
time you were in
morning.
Vegas?
Well, 2 years ago.
yeah,
You'll always have time. It's a matter of what you do with it.
This is true, but basically we're up at 6. We're there at the convention at 7. That goes till breakdown, which is either 5 or 6 at night. Sometimes there's the night thing too. Go back, put everything back into the room, change clothes, usually check in with everybody in the fleet, make sure everything's good, see if anybody needs anything.
which generally means I really am kind of thinking if we can get them out there, maybe those those monitors I showed you.
Yeah.
I'm thinking maybe we ought to pick those up, and then we just leave the ones down there at the table, and just worry about the tower and have the other 2 at the room for setup.
Oh, this one's got a really short start time.
Yeah, it does.
Where are we killing them again?
Pick a line. I'm going to the
Which one are you going to?
I'm going to the left.
Okay, let's do left first.
Release the swarm.
Pops already. Okay. Let me shoot them.
Who's with us this time? We've got 8 of 16.
Thank you for that, you too.
Well, that exploded things.
I think we're done here.
Yep.
Yep.
Let me do even more for one.
Let's get the other one.
Go to the middle. They're shooting at me. You must want to die.
Not a bad speed for your internet, Vince. Glad you're able to watch.
It's the
game and everything.
Quacken. I haven't seen the Quacken in so long.
We missed the Quacken.
Well, I haven't
Quacken's-
been playing her because
I
she's been
know.
sitting on so much unrefined dilithium that
Yeah.
I log in and find dilithium I play on another character.
I tend to do that a lot because if I have a character usually who has a giant backlog of lithium, I'm like,
My Gorn's got 1 million in unrefined lithium, and it's one of those, I need to log in just to do that. Well, if I'm here, I should be playing, and then
Well,
I'll...
for the
It's
ones
the
I
same
got
point.
unrefined,
It's the same point. I mean, this character has got all the big weapons and all that to do this stuff, so it's kind of the one I do a lot of the testing on for stuff,
I remember exactly where the carriers.
and then you just get more stuff, and then it's like George Call, just get more stuff.
you're dead.
And sometimes it takes more to kill the spheres than to kill the carriers. I suppose
Never
it takes
make
complete
The
contact.
sphere
mercy.
shot me. I had to blow it up.
It was not your fault. It started it.
Yeah, I know. It started a fight with me, Mom,
Mhm.
and ended.
I tried firing a tricobalt cluster torpedo at it, but I'm not sure if it actually had time for the mines.
Did you get there?
That happens. Okay,
It shot at me. I had to phaser lance it.
we got one more to go. Are you staying with Jason, DT?
Yeah. I'm staying with Jason. We can either do. I have to because I started the two on Jason.
Oh yeah,
So,
absolutely. Mar
so
Hawkman
we
and
can either do. We can
Von
either do an
Marcus, you guys
ISA
want
for
to?
fun,
We could do an
or we
ISA.
can go do a hive.
Yeah.
Either works for me.
Okie doke.
I'm
Oops.
going to swap characters again
Okay.
because now it's time to do a anti-proton damage.
No problem.
I really need to build a Polaron ship on this
Yeah.
character somewhere.
I've got a Polaron meh build on my Jem'Hadar.
I kind of have, and I should just look at some of the stuff here and transfer things over. I got an AP build on this character, and you know the ship.
Yes. I like having a dedicated build for certain things, so I've got a dedicated Tetrion.
Yeah, I don't quite have a dedicated build for every flavor, but I do have a build for every flavor.
I have a dedicated build for every flavor, but not for every flavor for every tune. That would be the ultimate. Have the flavor for each
on
tune.
many characters, I do think of like what kind of energy weapons do I want this character to use, and do it thematically like that.
Mm-hmm.
But not all of them. It's because I have several characters that have like mixed phaser just because they're fed characters, so why not use phaser, and mixed phaser because it amuses me. But Sohath, the character I was just logged in on, her build is the weird colors of Polaron because of the fact that she's a weird alien that happens to work for the Romulan Republic. And I decided that weird colors of Polaron would be a fun thing to have her do.
Would be.
Yeah.
All right. Are we all teamed up? Are we set to go? And what are we doing?
We're all teamed up. I once again was thinking.
Hive Onslaught, ISA.
Hive Onslaught.
Hive
Hive
Onslaught?
Onslaught. Yeah.
Everyone good with that one?
This will be interesting because I've never tried doing Hive Onslaught in this ship, but I'm game to try it.
Life's an adventure. Weeboo, everybody.
We will.
Time to release the
Here to
Quack
guess
Hand.
what ship I'm using with anti-proton damage.
Is it the Baul Sentry ship?
Yeah, that's this. What I have on this character.
Lucky bastard.
Okay, I put on my pretty dress. Dante, is that better? Hey, and by the way, thank you for sending that thing you sent me. It actually worked. No headache. So thank you. Then again, I've also tried to stay hydrated and bicycled and a few other things, but whatever. It's definitely helping.
Yeah, it's like.
And I
where
didn't
do
kill
balls
any pigs
think-
this week.
It's like one of those things. It's like, where do I park in this TFO? It's actually, something vaguely close to safe.
Stay in this TFO.
Like I said, it's a difficult question to answer.
Oh, let's see who we've got. We've got Iwilla at Clayle.
Yep.
So let me get my toys running here.
Ooh, she's flying that kind of. What's the
Ooh.
name of that ship that Jaula flies?
Sarcophagus?
That's the Miracle Worker. That's the Klingon
Oh,
version of the Miracle
okay.
Worker, I believe.
Can't zoom out any further to get a decent
That's the
look at it.
Klingon version of Micah Garen.
Oh, okay.
It's what
It's
WC
definitely
calls
not
the ice
sarcophagus
tong,
and
or the sugar
no.
tongs.
Jaula is not the one who flies the sarcophagus anymore.
It's Takufma.
Join
Yeah.
us. Become one with us.
No thanks. I'm good.
Alright, I just remembered this build is semi set up for tanky. Semi.
That's okay. Extra tanking is fine.
Tanking's good in this one.
Yeah.
Technically,
I'll
I
put
don't think we
on-
get a science here, so I may not be doing too much against the queen.
I'm sort of science.
You have the ability to use the subnucleonic beam.
No, that would be full science.
And you're not full science, just semi-science, right?
I have subnuke beam 3 on this.
Okay.
Oh, and then yeah, your job is to turn the queen.
Turn the queen into a puddle of goo, please.
Alright,
Okay,
so as
just-
soon as she becomes targetable, I hit her with that.
No, wait until she activates the feedback pulse.
And then hit it immediately.
I will do my best.
Keep hovering over it once that thing comes.
What did we miss?
I'll make a guess.
What did we miss? There's spheres. Up, there we go.
Not for long.
My dudes are picking them off as fast as they can.
Oh my goodness, it's not letting me cut through the cutscene.
I know. I
Yeah,
noticed that earlier.
another nerf fix.
No!
Damn them!
I like cutting through that.
I do too. Well, no more parsing this one.
Oh man, that mucks up the parsing.
I wasn't parsing this, but still.
I know. But it was so much fun being able to just cut through and beat the crap out of these things.
Alright, so that isn't because it's the first time doing it. Okay.
No.
No,
Because I noticed that earlier today. I'm like, no.
No.
Now, is that a quote unquote?
and that I got feedback by that, but still, I'll live with it. Queen's more important because that one hurts everybody a lot more.
My toothbrush holder disappeared on me.
Oh, I blew one up.
Ah.
This
Okay.
flaming skull fly past me.
Queen time.
This vessel, and I will bring another.
Oh yeah, one fun thing about this ship is it actually can do that whole like science vessel like special target.
Oops. She had an accident.
Oh, you mean she didn't push the feedback pulse button fast
She didn't have a chance.
Yeah. Didn't have a chance. I healed right as I got in range right as you guys did that, and I just hit everything.
I was stuck underneath the toothbrush holder had broken and I was stuck under part of it. It was just easier to try and shoot from there.
Wow, we actually managed to kill her before the debris from the Unimatrixes stopped.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
exploding.
Hey, we would
That
have
happens
killed
all
her
the time
before
when
the
I run these
cutscene.
things. We could have, if the cutscene wasn't there, we would have probably killed her. We
Yeah.
would have probably killed her before the cutscene got done.
Yeah, really.
Yeah. Probably.
Alrighty then. Well,
Well, that was easy.
I certainly got my anti-proton damage.
On that one, yes. Yes, you would.
Ooh, and before I do my other two, I got a perk point. Ooh.
Ooh.
And I can finish up my damage resist alpha in space.
Oh, you're to the point where you already filled out all of the perks that are actually useful.
I'm at 565 right now. So yeah.
That's a lot.
Let me see. I haven't even looked at my perks in a while.
Try again soon.
I'm at
My
475.
Yeah. I was past the old cap. I'm closing in on the new cap.
What is the new cap? 600?
I think it is.
Somewhere around there, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm only at like 236 right now. Really.
Amateur.
I know. Well, half the time I'm like, oh, that's something hard. I don't feel like doing that. And then I just like don't bother with endeavors for the day.
I don't mind
Mom was-
hard, but I
Mom-
hate the boring.
You said 236?
Mama, see me. I'll do out in Vegas. I'll just do the endeavors unless I really, really hate it for some reason, and then I'll re-roll it.
I usually do the endeavors Monday through Friday because that's part of the live stream in the morning.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Saturday and Sunday, it's like, oh, come on, guys, it's my day off. I don't want
Well,
to just do
my
endeavors.
definition of an endeavor that I
Bob.
just don't feel like.
Bob, this is Star Trek Online. There are no days off.
Tell me
You
about
drill
it.
that into it. You drill that into us.
I know. My bad.
Well, my idea of an endeavor I don't like though is like one of those. It's like do 3 TFOs in this category, and most of the time
We
when
just
that
did
comes
3
up, I'm like,
TFOs in a category.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's
Yeah.
the horrible ones.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like 3 Lucari TFOs.
Yeah, that's
I'll
not
reroll
happening.
half the time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey, I've
because
only
happened to
only
my
one or two.
floater?
There's really only 1 or 2 that'll pop regularly, and the cooldown at that point is just too long.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the RTFO thing helps with that because people who click the random button will get stuck with helping you.
Yeah.
Some of the time.
Remember one other thing here, though. You know what I can see happening tomorrow?
Pardon?
Your favorite TFO and mine, Gravity Kills.
No. Nope. Nippity nope.
Well, one thing someone told me a long time ago is that, well, while there have been changes to the universal schedule,
Uh-huh.
there hasn't been one recently.
No, there hasn't, has there?
So you can basically just get out an almanac and I'll look at the schedule that way.
I would love to have a copy of that almanac.
I suppose we could write it down.
Actually, the way I understand it, there is one somewhere on the internet. I think someone said that you can find it on Reddit, but I have no idea where.
Which is probably the same reason why we keep getting ones where they have to go fix it, because it's a broken thing.
Yeah, they do have a few
Yeah,
broken
because
ones.
they didn't actually change the schedule. Last time it came up, and people were like, "Oh no, this is broken."
Oh no.
Okay, I suppose I could just start
Hey, that was
writing down.
bizarre. I stopped moving after I was on the ramp and switched the floater. Then she told me I was disqualified anyways.
If you don't go far enough off that ramp,
Yeah,
you're disqualified.
launch your board into the ramp.
I guess like the part that's like sticking up off the ground and not
Yeah.
the flat part.
Right. You gotta get to the part where it's rising. I slid off it while it was rising. I still made it. So
No.
okay. All-around damage will be a little bit later, but right now I think the other computer's done patching. I could go. We could go do some hobby.
Yeah, if you're stopping your board before you're up the ramp, you will sometimes miss the gate. So stay on your board, go up the ramp. As you're coming up, then just toggle over to your floater, which is why I've got it always on 4,
I
because that's
think
easy.
I just didn't go far enough onto the ramp. Or
Yep.
something.
If you
It'll
got
go
disqualified, you didn't go far enough off the ramp.
Oh well.
So I stick to the floaty bits.
It's not like I actually needed to do that anyways, because I don't know tags.
Don't tell me that.
Hey, Mom.
Yes.
When we get through this event, which will either be there or pretty close after this whole thing, have you decided what ship you might get?
No. That was easy. I don't even know what ships there are. I don't know what ships I've got sitting in the boxes and boxes and boxes of ships I've never opened.
Well, the token is available for one of any of the, I think, Lobi or
RD. RD, there's a big low-buy drop, which you can get a ship, which you can get a couple of ships with if you wait till there's a sale, or there's 2 weeks. It's R&D / lockbox up to anything that came out by the end of 2020.
Yeah.
Second point is the second option is 2 tier 6 ship tokens, which is 7 ships. Third option is bunch of Lobi. Like for the alt count, I'm going to do it for the my alt account, I'm going to do tier 6 babysitting account, as I will ask the person what they look for. Though I would probably recommend the tier 6 because the others have ships in this game. They got some good ones, but they don't have a lot of ships. If you don't have a lot of ships, you're going to get a lot more out of the tier 6. You're going to get a lot more out of the tier 6 coupons.
I just don't know what I want. And like I said, I'm still sitting on a ton of coupons
No,
I've never used.
I'm still sitting on the thing for the 3 choices out of the Nuts Market for the Discovery stuff. Or not the Kelvin stuff, I should say.
Wow.
Still sitting on that.
I did notice one thing when I was tinkering with the Dideridex in the Taylor today that drew my attention, and
We updated the model.
well,
They updated the model. People are thinking it's. They also updated the textures on the Scimitar apparently, and people are thinking we may see some legendary Romulan ships.
well, one of the things I noticed is that certain of the costume options would tell me that I needed to buy something in the Z store to use that option.
Yeah, if you have the regular Dideridex and you don't have the tier 6, there's costume options because there's a different Dideridex out there. So that is what happens. You gotta have all of them. Yeah, there's a tier 6
Oh,
version.
it's the Dekelra. Somehow I don't actually have the Dekelra.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the one that has the explosive polarity shift starship trait.
Yeah.
For a limited time only, I will be awarding
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Mom,
Yes.
I think I just skipped that one or something.
I will put something into the fleet channel on the alt account. I'm ready for another Pablo.
Okay. Let's see. Da, 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 da.
Doing this one red side.
Hang on a second. I'm going to switch.
Okay. We get 5 people, we can run private. If we we're probably going to private off 4 with us, but there's options, folks. Many options.
All right. Da, 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 da. Who do I want to grab? Ooh, actually, that's. Is there a minimum level you have to be for this?
Probably.
Oh, yeah, there probably is. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
sorry I
it's
couldn't
pretty
get back to
high.
get you. I'm sorry I wasn't at any point to get you leveled up quick enough.
That's okay. No.
At least if you're doing normal, I think you could probably do it with the level 36 character.
Okay. Well, that won't work for what I want to do with this one because she's only a 35. And that other
Well,
thing we
I
can
mean,
still
The 35
do
would probably
it.
work. I don't know what the actual required level is.
What are we doing? We're doing Pavo.
Well, I'll tell you in a minute. I'm looking on
grab
the
this
main
one.
thing.
Actually, nope, that's fine. It will work. All right.
Doesn't really say.
If you would like to play Pavo Dissension, let me know.
I'm
Hi,
going
Bob
to
Bear.
skip this one, take a short break,
it says,
and
no
take
worries.
Dogo out.
Rank CT to FA. I'm looking at this under Romulan though, so CT is an abbreviation for Centurion, which is one of the relatively low Romulan ranks. It's like below sub commander. So I guess the equivalent of what's lieutenant commander? Yeah, I think it's the equivalent of lieutenant commander.
Oh, apparently I'm injured. There we go.
How did you get injured? Who did this to
I
you?
don't
Who's the one who
know.
did the bad things to you? We must get them. We must get even for that.
Let's switch out some of these devices, though. I don't think all of those are going to work too well. Let's grab that one, and nope, that's a good one to have. Go over there. We'll take our Nano Warthog.
see
I
if
think we're
she
good.
knows this. I think she'll do something. I'm going to have to make this for that character.
Should I show off our vests again, DT?
Oh, please show off the vest.
Did you guys see our vests that we're going to wear for the convention?
Guarantee you that somebody's going to want the vest.
I hope so. So we decided we needed motorcycle vests. Little
That's cool.
flaming targs of Grethor jackets. And yes, they will say flaming targs of Grethor, but that's tomorrow's project to get that painted.
Well, that just looks so freaking cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I've been doing for the past couple of weeks, Bob Bear, is creating an image of the flaming targs. So we've got our motorcycle jacket. And on the front, we still may have a Star Trek Online logo painted on. But on the other side, we're thinking of doing Glory to Your House, right?
Yeah, in Klingon.
In Klingon, if I can figure out how to translate it into Klingon writing.
Well, if we can... Well, it'd be a Klingon font, which is easy enough to deal with, I think.
Yeah, the Klingon font, but I need to make sure it reads in Klingon. It's really hard to find things
Yeah.
in Klingon. So yeah,
It really is.
we have two of those Bob Bear. That one's mine, and DT's has already got the lettering started. So if I'm on tomorrow, it might be very briefly. Much as I hate to miss Rise, I want to get at least one layer of paint done. And the coolest thing is I couldn't find matching vests for both of us unless I happen to get vests that are carry conceal vests. So not that we're going armed or anything.
So in theory, we could hide a toy phaser in there.
You could,
Hold
yeah,
on,
actually. Yeah.
See how cool that would be.
Oh,
Hold on.
do the Men in Black routine.
Oh?
You're just like, oh nope, sorry.
Say, friend, there's
Noisy
a question.
cricket.
How can I...
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Noisy cricket.
Apparently, we're a next step for you, Mom.
Oh, thank you. Oh, hold on. Let me change that over to... Oh, hold on. We need to get 5 if we're going to do that, because you are a Klingon, Mar Hawkman.
Well, I'm a liberated Borg Romulan who's an ally of the Klingon Empire.
Yeah,
but
well,
close
that-
enough.
That makes
That-
you Klingon.
For all practical purposes, you are Klingon.
You remember how
Yeah.
on
Until-
one of the
Until
tenfold
that
weekly
wall comes down.
streams, I made a picture of a Romulan character stabbing Jim Pock in the back.
Yes.
That was this character.
Ah! Well, whatever he or she is, I can't team him unless we have enough people to go private.
Oh well. Oh, I just swap. It doesn't really matter which character I do it on. I just
Yeah, no.
that was one of the characters that I have an assimilate build on that
It's
has
fun.
a very efficient one, shall we say?
So I'm trying my second experiment here. Can you do the artifact game if you don't have a floater?
Yes. All of the locations can be walked to. Some of them are just really hard to get to.
Yeah, in 15 minutes it gets challenging.
Oh, the amount of time it takes to get to locations. Yeah. Well, because you can do the like triangulation thing and teleport to the 3 different locations.
This is
and-
true, you can, yeah. But here I am trying to see which one of the 3 this one is.
Yeah, there's the old things like, okay, well, I know it's in this area somewhere.
Yep.
Now to go check all the locations manually.
But you can definitely do Horgon Hunt. Though it's a lot easier if you know where the locations are.
Get some more boxes and the calorie cylinders on the salt.
Well, while you guys are looking at those, I'm gonna do a flying high real quick.
Okay, do a flying high real quick.
Also, I'm back.
Oh, clearly.
Beautiful. If they're going to do the flying under.
We're going to do another Pavo if you'd like to join us.
Certainly. certainly can't be sure I'll be a whole lot of help because my ground builds are
You
all
don't
sorts
have
of
to be
janky at the moment, but
fabulous.
yeah.
So just follow me around and do the interacts while I assimilate everything.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. Because I got lost last time we did it.
Just
I
take
zigged when I should have zagged, and I was running around going, "Where the hell is everybody?"
This is a quick allotment in the dance floor building that either back beach or stone arches. I think it's stone arches.
Also, hi, Bob Bear.
I'm inviting you to the team, but go ahead and finish your flying high, obviously.
Thank you.
So you like the vest, Bob Bear?
How much are you going to charge for vests? They may pay for our Chicago trip if we.
Crud. It takes time, but mostly because being a proper Warhammer paint, you do a thin layer, then another thin layer, then another thin layer, and it takes time to dry between each one. It's pleasantly warm right now, so things dry pretty quickly. But even so, mine probably took 15 hours to get all the coloring right. Yours took about 3 hours.
Oh, wow.
So
Yeah, because I remember because yours was kind of a prototype.
yeah. Well, we created the image from in-game. Then I used GIMP to turn it into a cartoon file, which was kind of necessary because it's really hard to paint it and have it show up. Otherwise, that was trial number 1 that didn't work. So the GIMP file worked, but then you have to figure out what the coloring is. So then you have to do all the transfers back and forth and go back and color it. And there were any number of times that involved my hiking over around the corner to the handy dandy Warhammer store going, okay, that color didn't work.
Yeah, eventually, maybe we. Is there a Warhammer store in Vegas?
Yeah, I'm sure there is.
You know, if our extra days, maybe we can go there and we can go.
Yeah, no, I can't buy anything in another Warhammer store. That would be heresy.
I can, but you can advise me on stuff.
You've got one of the best Warhammer stores in the country near you.
Oh, that's actually one of the best ones in the country.
I don't know if it's the Prescott one or it's I think there's one in Scottsdale.
Scottsdale's like 100 so miles away.
Yeah, but I mean, it's closer to you than it is to me.
Yeah, true. We'll get it figured out.
Let's
I've been to
see.
the Warhammer store in Long Beach. He's still in California.
I'm sure there is one.
Yeah, there is. Back when it was Games Workshop.
It's still Games Workshop officially.
Yeah. Officially, it's the Warhammer store now, but it used to be the Games Workshop store.
Yeah, they're slowly moving over to Warhammer. Let's see. Locations. Goody. They don't have one with locations. I should just look it up.
When I'm at the other computer, do I sound okay or do I sound a little too far away?
You're good enough. We're
Yeah,
going to wait
good
on
enough,
Bob
okay.
Bear to log in here so he can join us too.
And I'm ready when y'all are.
Okay. Like I said, we're just going to wait on Bob Bear.
That's no
Do
problem.
you know
whatsoever.
any good way to get to protomatter cylinders quick?
I'm sorry, say that again?
2 protomatter cylinders.
You can trade in marks for one of them.
I already did that. I need that to be short for what I need to do.
Lucari TFOs.
God,
Yeah.
that's evil.
That's the obvious one.
I mean,
That's
other
it.
than Lucari TFOs?
It's in Cathy Front. I mean, we can do that one. I can grab my tank.
You know what? There is a way to get them that's not a TFO, but it's a pain in the ass.
Which is?
Complete that stupid Gunkrip battle zone.
Which
I think
one?
that gives you those.
Doesn't does the Conqueror Battle Zone give them out? Is that what you're saying?
Wow.
If you manage to do all the requirements to both force the dreadnoughts to spawn and then kill the stupid dreadnoughts, it's like the whole battle end in the Undine battle zone where after you do all of this stupidity and you blow up the Voth fleet.
And by that point, you're better off doing a TFO or two machine guns.
Do you have any
Yeah,
reputation
time-wise.
boxes?
No, I don't.
Okay.
No, I was going to make the wrist device for this character, and I'm just short on stuff.
Oh.
So
Okay. All right. Is everybody ready to rock and roll?
yeah, I got throwing knives. I got pistols. We're good.
Okay. Here we go.
I got a gun that fires lightning bolts.
That's excellent.
I have a gun that fires lightning bolts on Jason.
Is there a bug where the cheap floater disappears or something? Or
Yes.
do you only use
It's
it once?
not the cheap floater, but the cheap power board.
If you're talking about
Wee woo?
We will.
yeah,
Okay.
if you're talking about any of the Risa devices that you buy for 1,000 EC,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
if you read carefully in the description, it says that it will last for 15 minutes in game time.
Oh,
Okay.
that would make some sense then. Is that why they're 500 cheaper?
Well, no, that's why they cost EC and not.
Oh, those are the. I thought you meant the ones
Oh,
that
the
are
rentals.
the thousand. The rentals, yeah. The rentals
Rentals.
disappear.
Yeah. It's a rental. They repossess it. If you're in the middle of the air and your time's up, they repossess it.
Well, it seems like every time I change a map, it's gone.
From
It's
your
a
tray?
rental.
No. Are you
Yeah.
talking about a regular one, or are you talking about a rental?
It's whatever is the 1000 EC.
Oh yeah, that's the rental.
Rental.
That's why. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a rental.
Seriously, just get enough favors and go buy yourself some decent toys.
I mean, to
If
be
you buy
honest,
the cheap one, it's
Yeah.
actually
the bottom tier when it's like 50, which is almost nothing.
Yeah, I mean, rent the gosh darn floater.
50
Go
is
get-
one flying high.
Right, exactly.
Come on.
So you rent it once, and then you get the 50 and go ahead and get yourself the cheap one.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
I
worth
rented
it.
it and hadn't had. Well, because I normally do it on my main tactical.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, who am I following?
Don't know. You can come with us over here. Who have we got here?
I'm going up this way. I'm Rappaccini.
Rappaccini.
Left
Okay.
to
Okay.
right, Mom. Left to right.
I'm
Okay.
with Rappaccini. Got
I'm
it.
going to go with Natasha.
Left to right.
I'm going, let's go left. Let's go
Left
left.
is.
Let me clear this out for us.
Oh, I got one target. I need more target.
Okay. That should give us a moment or two.
How big is this army gonna be by the time we get to the end?
It's the only bad part of that.
Also, on this character, as a way to make the drones last longer, I'm wearing the passive. What's the thing called? What? Yeah, screw it. I'm looking at my character sheet. Passive medical field kit module. So that I'm passively healing all allies standing next to me, including the
Those
drones.
only last a couple minutes anyway, so.
Advance to the next one.
You were definitely the right person to follow because I'm gonna get injured.
Throwing knives.
Can't wait till my new headset gets delivered.
Ooh, yeah.
Well, Nikki has a habit when she's nuzzling with me to let me know, hey, I gotta go out, but after she gets me far enough away from the desk, she'll start pawing at me. Well, it catches the cord,
Yeah, yeah.
and so my right earphone for this headset is dangling over my shoulder. Oh, but I gotta use it, otherwise it's the external speaker and my mic right next to each other. I can't really stream with that going on because of the
No.
recursive echo.
Oh yeah.
So, but I got a
By-
wireless
by the
headset
way,
coming in
Mom,
soon.
Yes. Yeah.
While the tables didn't run, the USB thing for the motherboard did. That USB console thing that I needed.
I do not like my guns today.
Under attack. Defend it.
Usually the lights do better. But the others are working today.
The crystal has been purified. Advance to the next one.
Good tactical. Nice to see you too.
They mucked up my toys.
Sitting here trading fire with one of these officers. I'm like, you're gonna die first. I'm in a healing field.
Yeah, yeah. Well, also the ensigns really don't do much more than just like shooting you with a basic rifle.
Yeah. But none of my characters are robust on ground. Even the one that's best able to handle themselves on the ground is. I just don't focus on ground.
Under attack. Defend it.
Oh, I think you moved. Didn't you?
Yeah, that was good.
Why did I transport this fire? God darn it.
Because it's on that stupid F key.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just mashing F will do that.
Yeah, I don't pick up anything in Papa for that reason. That is good shielding. That guy's got a solar gateway right on him and he's holding up well.
For now.
Terran reinforcements have arrived.
I want to get that one kit module that basically turns the game into Pokemon and go collect a bunch of things.
Not a
I-
kit module. It's a trait.
The trait?
Yep.
Okay.
And I've
Still
got it
working
only
on
because
that.
Mark
I
Hawkman
still-
and I
I
went
still
off
gotta
to
work on that
PvP
tree.
land.
I gotta get everything on that trig done at some point, which probably is good.
The cool
I
thing
think
is
I've heard in
once
Stone Chat that you can get the T-Rex.
Well, not exactly. You get a Voth dinosaur, but it's not the huge one.
Okay. But is it bigger than the little dude you get at a Mud's Market?
No.
so
No,
if
it's
you've
pretty much
already
the
got
same
Denver,
one.
then don't worry about it.
Okay.
It's fun to have, I will say that.
Yeah, I mean, because it's just one on the list of options. So, you know.
Fire mode?
Let's go up and do the one to the right this time.
Okay.
Both are a third of the way done. If you want to grab either one, it doesn't matter as long as it gets done.
I shut shop with you. Yeah, actually work on this character a little bit for some gear.
And we're on the Bob Bear side, so cool.
You should help the Bob there. I think at one point for a tribute, I'm going to say the Slayers off this character and not online just to. I'll get off of it.
A placed crystal is under attack. Defend it.
And you kill them before I can float them in the air.
I keep forgetting what the tertiary fire on this gun I'm using does. Because I'll give you a hint, it's not shooting things.
Which gun are you using?
The lightning gun. What its tertiary fire does is it creates an energy pulse around you that actually like heals you. And
Yeah,
gives you,
the piezoelectric wrist device. Yeah, I love that thing.
No,
That
no,
is.
the Sompek lightning shot.
Sompek does a heal mode too?
It's
Yep.
not really heal mode. It's like a quick burst fire
Huh.
thing.
Very cool. I have the Sompek. But
That's what it has instead of a butt stroke effect.
I want you to know my students, I would tell them we're going to do a butt strike right now. And they're like, butt strike. Miss Kay said butt. Thank you, dears.
Let's go.
I don't blame them.
Terran reinforcements have arrived.
Oh no, I got the dead, and then an angel showed up and resurrected me. That's interesting. Oh, it's
Yeah,
because
you
I've got
just
the
need
red
to stop
angel
and
suit
do it.
on this character.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Really cool.
Okay, I think we got this one.
Okay, onward.
Oh, maybe not. Maybe we're region 4.
For some reason, I'm not seeing the little glowing trail.
Yeah, I think we finished our branch.
This way, we're almost done here.
Ah, well, time to transport to Spire and actually
Yeah.
intentionally do it.
Or you can actually walk back and see how many drones stay.
Well, it says region 4, like, nearly done.
Yeah. Just give us a moment. There we go.
Yeah.
I thought that was
All right.
the spot too.
Okay. All right, who's-
Until we go to the same one. Okay.
Who's gone where?
I'm up at that little
Okay.
platform cul-de-sac that doesn't go anywhere.
Reading Terran transporter
That's a
signals
good
to
one.
Spire.
There's 2 spots where they come in, and
You can just have
about
to
little
sit on the rock and
obelisks,
shoot 'em.
crystals.
Heads
Yeah.
up. The Terran
Although,
This one
for some
isn't
reason-
as good, so I will do my best.
I'm going to, yeah, the hill that Natasha's standing on.
This one I like better if I've got turrets or something.
Don't have. So we're gonna bring our Lachi friend. I love that Alachi pet.
Oh, the walker?
Yeah.
Yeah. I have my walker with me.
It's just so nice.
You know, Mom, I was thinking of a second fleet we can do.
Yeah.
A second Klingon fleet. The Nanos Pole Stars of Kronos.
We could do that.
I'm just terrible about this. It's nice.
Get them all.
We should do the thing too.
Aw, that's such a cute watch. He comes bouncing up the side there to let me know he's okay. These guys don't want to beam in up here. There we go.
Well, I don't blame them.
The Terrans
So scared they ran off the mountain.
Destroy it quickly.
Where is it? It's not ours.
Up here.
Okay, you got it?
Up here.
Oh, yeah. But they managed to get one like on the backside of my rig.
Okay.
He didn't actually battle. He just kind of, it just appeared everybody was dead.
Get ready. Terrans are sending in their elite.
Yeah, sometimes they'll activate the ability that places it, and it'll basically be treated as done, even though they didn't really do anything.
Andre, have some knives. Have some more knives.
Have an agony
hard.
field. I love how the agony field is large enough that while I'm standing over here, it'll still hit the guys in the middle.
Destroy it quickly.
Yep.
Alright, that agonizer
Just
gone.
got one out of nowhere.
Ooh, once you put a dent in them, bioessence transfer is awesome.
Oh, yes.
I'm not sure how much longer I can hold this spot.
You don't have to. Don't
Alright.
worry about it too much.
Andre's dead.
Desmond's almost dead.
Alright.
Come on, die, baby. Almost got her. There we go.
Come on, kill them all, kill them all, kill them all.
That's it.
The Terrans have given
Yeah.
up, at least for now.
Andre died by throwing a knife.
Ooh.
Any further
Desmond died in part by bioessence transfer.
thanks to you.
Huzzah!
Well done.
Hey, team.
Yay!
I'll take some fleet marks for a switch.
Go pick up that doodad.
I guess I have to make
Yeah.
a new intro video this weekend. Ugh.
There's a loot drop over here.
We're going to have to do some recording tomorrow so I can make a new intro for the Pavo event.
Since we're not doing a stream for him, we can do some recording.
Yep.
I gotta go ask a question while I'm thinking about it.
Okay.
One thing about this map is I keep pondering just what sort of bizarre things I would do to this map if I was able to tinker with it in the Foundry.
Oh, yeah. And everything went to the right spot.
Friend, there's a bunch of temporarily displayed. How can I help?
Do I have anything to fix this injury?
I think that nap actually helped. I mean, this morning after I kind of talked to you this morning, Mom, I had this terrible headache, felt like a railroad spike in my head.
Ugh.
You've had those.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody's had those. Nodded off for an hour or two. I'll probably nod off early tonight, but I feel still a little vestige of it, but I feel functional now.
Emily, do you need some healing?
No, it turned out I had one
Okay.
that I could access without flying off.
I was going to say I've got a stack of them on this tune.
I mean,
Well, I
worst
just can't
case
remember if I have them in
scenario,
my bank or not.
you
So
would just go to ESD.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're on Ryza, it's a...
it's a little
Pain-
bit of a trek.
pain in
I've
the
already
rump.
done that once tonight.
What I really wish they would do, and it would be
You found
very
it.
effective,
Dig it up
Yes.
and bring it back to me at my camp.
the sick bay on pretty much
How can I
almost every ship except for some of the big Kobe style ones.
Mm-hmm.
I wish you could go there and get healed.
That's a really good point. You should be
It's-
able to do
it's
that.
sick bay.
Yeah, you should.
Here's a hilarious thing. There's a duty officer mission that you can do by talking to your ship's doctor that has as it's the entire thing it does is construct healing items.
But
Yeah.
you can't get healed in your own sick bay. I mean,
But you can have your doctor make a
Make
regenerator
fixed.
that could do that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, but
Still,
can do
you
healing
should
items,
just-
you can't actually
but
get healed.
again,
You should
can't
just be able to
get
go to
healed
your
in your
doctor
own
and
ship's
get
sick
yourself
bay.
healed.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm
It's
just
one of
gonna-
those things. It's like wait a second, I can do this the weird
I can-
multi-stage way, but not the simple way.
I can build a med kit basically that in my sick bay, but I can't get healed in my sick bay.
Technically, you could use the med kit in sick bay.
Yeah, it's like going
Yeah,
to the hospital and they get
but-
out a first aid kit to help you. Dudes.
But again, I can build a med kit in sick bay, but I can't get healed by my doctor in sick bay.
I understand.
Did he stop taking your insurance?
God, that'd be funny.
It's a Starfleet. I thought it was universal healthcare, literally.
Right, but the files aren't always transferred and up to date on time. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
it is government stuff.
I don't know. I think we just got a grumpy doctor like Pulaski.
No. Like, what's her name in Lower Decks? God, I love her.
Yeah.
She's such a good grumpy doctor.
I can't think of her name.
What's her name?
Give me a moment.
Anna?
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Anna?
Something like that. Oops, I missed that.
It'd be Tahana.
Such a good doctor.
Very, very good grumpy doc.
Yep.
Voice actors
Really? Soup?
really gorgeous.
You know how hard it is to get soup out of hair?
I still, when you get to hell, tell the palm wraith Sack sent you straight from Bajor. You realize we're just going to end up, no matter how it sets up, we're just going to end up binging some Lower Decks episodes before the new one drops.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna rewatch it before, because I waited until the whole season was out.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna definitely do that this time.
Well, one thing I put on my to-do list is rewatching that episode of Deep Space Nine we're talking about where they were rummaging around in the ore processing plant on Deep Space Nine and triggered some insane Cardassian security protocol.
The aphasia virus.
Wow. I had forgotten that one. Is that the one you were talking about yesterday?
The episode name is Civil Defense.
It's boring. He just keeps quoting Shakespeare. Makes why?
It is nice to be streaming again.
You know what we need in this game, though?
What do we need?
More cowboy.
Badgie. We need from the tutorial just that every time that one of these points, you can do this. No, we need Badgie to show up.
Oh, that'd be great. It'd be the SEO Clippy. I see you're trying to craft something. Would you like help?
God, that'd be good.
And then we can have a mission. And then we can have a mission at the end where Badgie tries to kill us.
I would play the hell out of that.
Yeah, really. Hey, they should turn that into the ground TFO, since we don't have any except for 7 of 9 during the whatever the heck that is, first contact event.
Yeah.
We need some ground TFOs. But
Yeah,
Badgie would be good.
And have Badgie trying to kill us.
Absolutely.
That would be great.
It's the arena of I got it. April Fools instead of Reno song pack for the day. It's Reno Badgie.
No, you do Arena of Sompek and you get attacked by Badgies.
And it's ran by Badgie.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, you could just do any simulation mission that we have, just add Badgie.
Yeah, it's just like what really needs to sell it is the voice.
So they get Jack McBrayer there who played Badgie. I looked at the cast.
I was wondering if you knew who that was. And,
Of course he does. He's DT.
It's either that or we have STO the movie with with Vindicta trying to kill us.
To be honest, that would actually be. Oh, I just thought of something. 10-man ground TFO. Competitive
Ooh.
reputation. You know where I'm going with this.
No, I don't, but I've got my own ideas. Where are you going with it?
Basically, just like have give each of the two teams a different objective, and allow them to shoot at each other. Actually, just like shooting the opposing team isn't the actual objective, but it's sort of like a asymmetric PvP thing.
Like each team has 3 things they have to do and not die in the process. And you can either go get your things done or hinder the other players by killing them.
Well, not die is optional. I mean, not dying makes it easier to get your objectives done.
Not dying is optional. Yeah. I'm gonna say that's probably not
Flying
that optional.
Tends to be preferred, I think.
This is true, but again, this is a TFO, and we don't want it to be something where
If you have two teams shooting at each other, wouldn't that be more PvP?
Well, that's why I was saying that killing the opposing team isn't the actual objective.
Or wouldn't that be like every competitive TFO then?
Yeah, except with more direct.
Yeah, we aren't really in range of combat with them too much.
Oh, in the space ones, you can get in range.
The space one for core assault. That one goes full PvP at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Unless
you're a lot faster than
team at the same time.
Yeah. Or if your team is so overpowered compared to the other one, you get to the core with plenty of time ahead.
Yeah, I mean there is the possibility you can blow up the core before they get there.
Yep. Especially if they have to deliver charges. That one people can't get a handle on, or sometimes they can't get a handle of staying in the cube.
Oh yeah. Stay in the cube. How many times were we yelling at that last poor soul? Get in the cube. Get in the cube. Get in the gosh darn cube.
You cube now.
Doesn't work if you're not in the cube.
Oh, it does work. This works a lot slower.
So what mission are we up to next?
That is an excellent question. What would you like to do?
Yeah, we can do about anything right now.
I have to destroy Herald ships. That's the only endeavor I have left.
I gotta do polar on damage in some battle zone, which can switch over to Jim the Dawn and do that real quick.
Hang on. I have to go grab some sticks so I can prop up my structure.
There's a few options for Herald ships.
Okay.
Really good. One of them is
Midnight.
Midnight is always great for Herald.
Yeah, so what I was going to say is that one particular story mission, there's one part of the mission where if you just don't bother completing the mission objectives, the heralds will just keep coming.
Mm-hmm. How many do you have to kill?
You just do midnight as long as you don't go through the portal. Easy, just go do the first part of midnight.
Yeah.
Technically, the second part because you gotta go through the briefing.
Yeah, I usually leave it queued up for that one.
The other reason I leave it queued up at that point is it's a quick, free transwarp to the Sol system.
Yep.
Oh. Okay, we could do that. I was thinking I was going to have to do the spear, TFO.
One thing I've discovered that amuses me is that there is a specific point in the galaxy map that the game will put you anytime it freaks out and gets confused as to what your map location is supposed to be.
And what is that?
Just far enough from the Sol system that you can't enter it by pushing F without moving.
Oh, you mean where they park you for when you come out of red alert? when they do the red alert weekends and you're done with the attack, it parks you right outside Seoul, but you're just far enough away that you have to move to go to the Seoul system.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
you
right.
don't
Yeah.
leave when when the officer asks you. You get out that menu, hit leave map now, and you go back to where you were.
Yeah, see, because the fact that it's using an obsolete function call that doesn't work properly because they revamped the way red alerts work and forgot to change the button. Because okay, it used to be that the Borg red alerts were
It's all the
unique.
red alerts, all of them. They all do that.
Well, okay, the Borg red alerts in particular used to be unique to individual sectors of the galaxy map. And in theory, when you left one
The
of them,
Borg
it
red
put
alerts
you
used to
in the
come
same-
out at used to be time gated too. They came out in every hour.
Yeah, but it used to be that when you went into it, you finished it, and then you were back in the same sector of space you were in before. And apparently, there's some like weird coding involved with that because of the fact that, if I remember right, it didn't put you in the same location you entered from. It put you in whatever was defined
Yeah, it
as
did.
the.
Depending on how you went into the point, if you were in the area of the red alert and went in that way, it puts you back in that area. If not, it puts you elsewhere.
Yeah, so somewhere in the sector, or at least it was trying to, and then the current version of it doesn't have any reason to bother with that.
Oh, by the way, a Reddit thread for Dr. Tiana appreciation called the Scratching Post.
Good name.
Yeah.
Good name. All right, so what are we doing?
Yeah, I'm going to kill some St. Kathy.
Okay. Do we have any other ones we can run as a team here?
Yeah, I mean that one. It's quicker for me to just stick the Jimmy in there. Just
Well, I can wait a few minutes if he wants to kill his first. I've only got to kill 30 Herald ships.
I'll go kill your 30 Herald ships. You'll probably be done before I am, to be completely honest.
This is an interesting coincidence that I haven't seen happen before.
Which
and
is?
It's rather amusing. My Universal Endeavor gave me 5 things: 1,000 dilithium ore and 4 different bundles of energy credits. All of them the blue bundle of energy credits. So I got 150,000 energy credits 4 times.
Sweet.
Nice.
I mean, it's not the most EC I've ever had out of one. It's just like one of those things, just like it gave me the same result so that many times.
Yeah. I had one that I opened up a couple weeks ago. I think it was the Universal that I cracked open. And I got the 2,000 dilithium out of it and the 500,000 energy credits out of it. And then something else. When I saw the other two, I went, oh, I'm good. I'm good with that. That's good. I'll take that.
I have a huge stack of boxes ready to open for this tune, but she's only at level 35. So as soon as she hits 65, I'm going to let her crack them all open, and then she'll have like 20 boxes worth of stuff.
Oh, nice. Good idea.
Yeah. Because there's usually marks sitting in there, and there's a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Besides, she's wearing thigh-high boots on Ryza. She deserves something for wearing that.
Well, I mean, it's a high-tech composite material. It's probably not actually as hot as it looks.
I don't know. She looks pretty hot to me. But Tish.
Well, I mean, yeah. But well, it's kind of like how people have actually come up with like vests that you can wear under a jacket that will actually have like a miniature like refrigerator thing built into your vest.
Cool idea. Cool idea. Sorry. Bad joke.
No, it.
Oh, I've heard that one before. But it's one of those things where we're just like, okay, this is one of those things that conceptually, it makes sense. It's just that someone actually doing it, that's fancy.
Just dance.
It is sort of thing you see in sci-fi a lot, though. So the idea that people in Star Trek would have the ability to do that just makes sense.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense.
Raise the roof.
And I'm done.
You're done?
Yep. A little bit of asteroid play, and
I had to kill 60 Voth this morning and get down to the park. I think I'll just go hit the artillery. 2 rounds of artillery should do it. Somebody was there just killing them and not even going ahead and, finishing it up.
You don't reset the artillery if you got a kill accolade. That's.
I always take out the artillery and go ahead.
I mean, what I'll do is I'll go through the artillery. I'll hit the first round on them.
Mm-hmm.
Second time, I'll go through the second round. If I got to do a third, then I'll just finish the second station.
Well, by the time I got there, they were all dead and the stations hadn't been handled, which was annoying. Worst of both possible worlds.
So it's like, well, this is boring. I guess I'll push these buttons.
It's like trying to do Gorn Canyon.
Yeah. Yeah, don't do Gorn
Canyon.
Canyon.
People have been here today. I can tell by the fact that there are, bridge officers standing in random locations for no readily apparent reason.
And there's generators left there.
Yesterday when I was doing my endeavors for the day, I discovered something that's kind of annoying.
Which
you
is?
know how there's that bug that will make it so you can target constructions placed by other players.
Mm-hmm.
You'll do 0 damage to them, so you can't shoot them for damage-based endeavors.
Do the robot.
Well, that makes sense, though.
Yeah,
it's
but
just
once
one of
you
those things.
shoot at it,
Well, I mean, you can target it. You can use skills on it. It's just that your skills don't actually do anything to it, and thus it won't count for endeavor progress.
Dance club style.
darn.
By the way,
One
Potato
villain, so
Guns,
it won't
I'm
be
sorry
one.
I didn't say hello. Hi, Potato Guns.
Oh,
Hello, potato. Or is that potato guns?
potatoes.
You
Boy,
say
don't
Potato
matter.
Guns,
some-
and I
we're
say
some-
Potato Guns.
I'm having my thing with fresh potatoes.
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 Dance
Oh
club
yes, the
style.
potatoes.
Be careful, Mohawkman. Daddy's not here to save you.
Oh, God.
Wow, knows where I'm going now.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Do the running man.
Sorry, my phone keeps going off.
I'm sorry, those commercials were just brilliant.
Just dance.
All right.
They were inspired, yes.
See, I'd have to restart midnight if we did midnight for the 30 Herald ships. I don't think I have it parked at the right
Dance
spot to
club
do it.
style.
It's right after everybody sits around the table and talks for a while.
You do the briefing, and then after the briefing, you go out, and then
Then you're there.
and then you're at the Sol system.
Mhm.
After you do this, after the Sol system, as long as you don't go through the time gate, you can leave and come back.
Right.
As long as you,
But you'll get the 30 because it's
well,
like,
before you get there, you'll get it by the end of a freaking gantry, the
Yeah.
dry docks.
yeah, it's easy to get the 30 there. So I'd leave that one queued up all the time.
Do the leg kick.
I do too.
Then I should just hail that one and do that one then. huh?
Yeah, and just F your way through the whole entry thing where you go in and chat with everybody because it's one of those. Gotta go talk to everybody, so just F through it.
Talk to us.
Do the
It's gonna.
Here's the briefing about the extra critical threat that you probably know about anyways.
Yeah, let's all
Because
sit
the
around the
stuff that
table
we
and
called
talk.
you here for. Let's tell you the stuff that we could have told you in an email.
Well, I want to go. You realize my character being
kick.
some of my characters being Klingon a-holes go. You have failed. Look at your command. You have left all these people to die. And we're still losing the war.
Do the snake.
Well,
If we were-
I kind of RP one of my characters at taking the approach of like, yes, thank you for reiterating the information that I personally gave to you. What are we going to do with it?
Oh, Mom, see me go off on dialogues. I've done
That's
Spock
like,
tribute
oh
tune
no.
and points where he's interacting with the Tan's talking about Spock,
Hmm.
and I've done stuff like, "Why are you talking about me in the third person? I am right here." Or we have, considering I do young Spock on there, we have not met. You're now breaking the You're now breaking the timeline by telling me this information. At an event where we're talking about the temporal prime directive.
Hmm.
Raise the roof.
Okay, that sounds hilarious.
Alright.
Yeah, we have
there.
some Spock-themed events coming up in the not too distant future, like in
Huzzah.
2 months. 2 months and a little bit.
Do the running man.
He died in, I think, February, wasn't it?
He did, yes, but that's not. Remember what we had talked about doing?
Oh yeah,
Okay, there we
I
go.
think I do. Yep, I do.
Okay.
Right,
Shall we just say the word and tell people?
No, not till we've got everything planned.
It's a surprise.
You're right. We will
Yeah.
wait.
We'll wait. But we have plans.
Does anybody
We
want to
do.
tag along on this one?
I'm sorry, say again?
Does anybody want to tag along on midnight?
I can, but
No.
can you wait about 2 minutes so I can finish up the dance party?
Certainly.
Thank you. And then I'll be happy
Uh,
to tag along with you.
All right.
I almost want.
Wait,
I almost want to. I'm looking at this part I got today, and part of me wants to go kill the computer and install it, but we only got about 20 minutes, so I'll do it.
Yeah, I've got 6 more dances, so that's a minute and a half to go.
Yeah, biggie. I'll sit here and work on crafting.
Okay.
Well, since I don't think anybody who's doing the heavy damage is online,
Do the snake.
does anybody want to do something simple at the end? Do we want to do something simple or a little more complex for our last run of the night? Because there'll be a last run of the night.
I'm good either way.
Just dance.
ISC for the end of the night?
Do we have a big enough team who can handle it? That would be the question.
And I don't know if they can handle it.
Okay,
I have
because
a ship that will survive it, but it doesn't output a whole lot.
Do the robot.
then
I got a ship that can do damage. Mom's got a tank.
But we really need.
I have
two
a build that I put
damage
together
dealers.
recently that at least some of the time works as CC.
I think
Just-
I
Do
can
the leg
find a
kick.
build to crank out some damage. I might have to switch parts
it's
around.
that one
but-
that I used that time when we were doing like a 3-man of infected space to try to keep all of the.
That was an
problems.
ISA. That was an ISA where I think we were trying to get
Do
some.
the running man.
Oh, Mom, you know how Trizander was on
Hmm.
yesterday?
Yeah.
I did a couple things on a visit over at stream, and we almost got through 2 ships only, no tank,
Do the robot.
the first part of ISE.
Sweet. All right, so this is done. Let me grab a different tune here.
We
Hey.
both got blown up before we could get rid of the last spheres. It was close.
So we were going to do midnight first. Are you Federation or KDF?
I'm on Federation because I'm going to take
Okay.
Clacking in because it should be able to target and kill most things quickly.
The
I
Kraken.
know Kethza can do it, but let's see if
the
Kethros got it.
Quacking.
Yeah.
And I might, for the summer event, buckle and get the R&D promo ship just so that I can get one step closer to finishing the Quacken.
Okay, I'm going to take out the
You-
throat warbler mangrove.
Does that mean you're going for the Lost Arena for its console for copies of yourself, or?
No, while that is the other ship I need to finish this build, I need the R&D promo Disco Connie so that I can have the maximum number of console slots when it's fully upgraded.
One
Ah.
of the most hilarious things I've ever done on a build is, you know how I have a bomb on one of my characters? Well, the build I have for him uses the Black Alert trait. Which is that trait that whenever you use an Intel Bridge Officer power, creates duplicates of your ship to shoot at the a target of the intel power. Or, well, shoot at your
I thought it was a
designated target.
torpedo attack, and then it showed your copy of your ship shows up and shoots a torpedo at it.
Well, okay.
Or is that a different trait?
I don't remember exactly what attacks the copies use. It's mostly just something I found amusing to do more than actually effective. But doing it with a VOMF, the copies that mycelial jump in are ridiculously huge because, well, they're VOMFs.
Nice.
All right. Have you already started Midnight?
I haven't started it, but I'm at the start point.
Okay, let me
I'm at the
give me
asteroid
1
phase.
second
Oh,
here.
You know what? Are you fed or KDO?
Fed.
Oh. You know what? I think they changed the Delta Recruit stuff so that my Fed Delta Recruit needs to play that anyways.
Don't forget, it is R&D weekend.
It is R&D
Bonus
weekend.
Bonus stuff to make for me to make.
Which tune are you on? So we can team.
Emily.
Okay. Oh, this should be easy then.
Yeah.
Okay, Mom. Unfortunately, the 39 and 47 expired. Do you want a Klingon 39 and 47?
Do I want a Klingon 39 of 47? Sure.
Because I'll send it to you if you want.
Okay.
Because see that it's going to go to one of my Klingons.
Yeah, send it over to me. Okay. Let's go ahead and launch for Midnight.
Here,
Let's make sure you've already got it.
So my goof is in ways your game.
Well, didn't I loan you some money to buy something?
Yep.
So, yeah, I
Yep.
guess it's not my loss or your loss. It's, I wound up buying it. Just kind of sideways.
Here's this money. I'll pick what I purchase later.
Yeah, kind of like that. All right, let's do this thing.
All right.
I have to get one roster slot though, apparently, because I cannot claim the officer to trade off the officer.
Yeah, the Lost Arena is one that my ship that the Quacken needs, so I can create a whole bunch of copies of the Quacken.
9.
Loading.
Yes, it is slow to load. So I'm wondering what the console universal prism is versus the universal prism, or the prism. Is it a space console then? We do the same thing?
Clicking the reward button and reading the description, it just says passive bonus of starship control expertise and maximum shield capacity, and also the ability to create crystals that sit in space and shoot at things.
Let's see.
I mean, it sounds like it's basically just the kit module, but tweaked to be a starship console.
Yep.
Oh, and it does actually specify that it does psionic damage
Okay.
in space.
That's going to be challenging.
Yeah, there's only so
Hypnotoad
much
in
we can do about
space.
that. Everybody loves Hypnotoad. Hypnotoad is the best show on TV. You must watch Hypnotoad.
Oh, we can't cut through the cutscene.
I recently saw a person as part of the Defenders training event, which is what they have instead of the recruit events in Stowe. Someone made a character to look like the okay, it's orange, but otherwise the character looks remarkably like the Hypnotoad. And of course they named it Hypnotoad.
Of course they did.
This character, of course, had as their powers psionic abilities for forcing their enemies to stop moving.
I love it. I love Hypnotoad. We can't cut through the cutscene again. Gosh darn it.
Are they going to do that to all of these ones?
I hope not.
Apparently.
One of the things that they mentioned is that a lot of the time the cutscenes are basically there to keep you from noticing that the mission is doing things while you're staring at it.
That's fine. As long as I can go get a cup of coffee, and these all look like they're long enough for me to be able to go get a cup of coffee.
I mean,
Yeah,
also,
okay.
most of them.
But it really screws up the TFOs that have a cutscene in there.
Yep.
Mm,
Don't want cutscenes in my TFOs.
I
All
don't
right.
but for the story mission ones, you don't really need to worry about the thing being safe. It's just you get done with the mission. It's like, okay, where are the enemies? So time to go find them and shoot them. You don't like immediately drop out and have the enemies already shooting at you. Some of the old story missions would do that, and one of the most frustrating ones in the game that got changed years ago when they did the Romulan story arc revamp was one where you have I think it was a dialogue box, not an actual cutscene, but a dialogue box pops up with a Romulan angrily warning you to go away, or they'll shoot at you or something. And then as soon as the dialogue box closes, the Romulan starts shooting at you with the Dideridex, doing that tractor beam and then a plasma torpedo barrage trick. Guess where the respawn point for that mission was?
Right in there. I know exactly where it was. I can remember that one.
Who do you want? Kath, which two last letters do you want this off with?
ZA. But
That's,
I'm doing oh, hold it. No, just send it Keth Za, and I will figure out who gets it later.
Oh, I just put it at Rondo Mom.
I put it at Brondo Mom. How is the Quacken doing?
9 out of 30 kills.
Perfect.
Remember when players mail something, even if they specify the character name to mail it to, the player you mail it to can pick it up on any character on the account.
No.
No?
Not all the time.
Does not work that way.
Really?
Yep.
Yep.
But if you do send it to the generic,
if I send it to the ad handle,
then
then
yes,
it
I
does.
can pick it up on anyone.
Magnetic fields are failing. All hands, abandon ship.
All ships, abandon hands. Sorry.
Picked up the escape pod so you can go on to the next kill section.
Alright. I can get over there. Come on.
Curland here.
Erland here.
One of our games. How often do they say Curland here?
Yep. They've always been and will always be here.
Live long and Kirkland here.
Alright, we're at the halfway point.
All
As
right.
far as the kills I get anyway.
You know what we should do for fun?
What should we
We'd
do
have
for
to
fun?
find somebody. We'd have to find somebody who can just illustrate it for pure fun.
Yeah.
Have a little book, present it to the devs. Where's Curlin?
I told you I wanted to do that as a book for this year, but I didn't have time to do it.
Take a bunch of screenshots and then have Curlin someplace in this.
Exactly.
Exactly.
I actually
Where's
researched
Curlin?
what's involved in creating a Where's Waldo type book. And it can be done, but we need somebody who's got artistic talent, which
Yeah.
I don't have.
I don't think we're gonna put. I don't think it'll work. It'd be right pulling it off screenshots. Now,
It could
Again,
be
it
done,
was-
but it's challenging.
yeah. Now again, you'd have to. Probably would have to have somebody actually physically make a character that looks like Curland, which is doable given that Curland is before they start doing face mapping.
Well, the thing is, you could do a Curland and other ones by doing screenshots and then running them through the GIMP cartoon modifier.
Yeah.
Because that allows you then to, do a black and white and do some custom coloring. How are you doing on your kills?
We're done.
Yeah, there we go. Shall we depart?
Yep.
Well, I mean, you
Well,
don't have
yeah.
to. You can clean up everything you want to there. Then we can do one last mission here.
We're good. We can depart.
Excellent. All right.
Thank
But imagine going through this and then mailing to Kel for one of his streams. Where's Curlin? Curlin here.
Okay. And you said you need a DPS, right? If we're gonna do something heavy duty.
Technically, 5-man team, you need a tank, you need a control,
Need some DPS.
and then you need at least 1 or 2 doing DPS.
Well, should I grab my science control-y or my best DPS?
Who else have we got with us would be the question.
Yeah.
Who else wants to
Bob's
play
got
ice? I'm here with the tank, so who wants to join us for an ISC?
Come on, folks in the stream, you know you want to join. You one of us.
One of us. One of us.
Us. One of
I could,
us.
Because if we don't get at least 4, it's not going to be worth doing an ISC.
Yeah. If we don't get at least 4, then we're gonna do a very short-handed ISA, which could be fun too.
That can be fun. And if we're
I've
going
done
to do
2-man ISAs. So.
if we're going to do an ISA, then I would say go with the high DPS.
Okay. And, let me make sure he's on a ship that's doing max damage and
Okay.
such.
I mean, folks, unless anybody really wants to, I'm not even going to bother to parse this one. This is fun.
No.
Let's use the USS Burt. Good cannon build. Let's see if I gotta change anything on him. He does decent damage, but it's nowhere near, what you guys are capable of lately, so. Alright.
Doesn't matter. What do you think's decent damage? Let's start with that.
I don't know, I haven't had him parsed, but he feels like he's doing considerable damage. I don't shoot at the target and go, huh, that scratched the paint.
Why don't we do a 3-man ISA then?
Okay, let's do a 3-man ISA.
Okay.
Okay.
This will be our last run for the night tonight.
Yes, this will be our last run for the night.
Alright, and I changed over to Untac. So.
I want Jason. I think after this is done, I will go install the one part. Guess I can do that, but I
Okay.
figure opening the tower up and running the wire carefully to be clean will probably take about a half hour.
We can pug it
Okay.
for ISA, or do you want me to just make it private?
Private, this sucker.
Okay.
I want to do this shorthanded. I want the challenge.
Maybe I should be changing.
I tried to solo an ISA. I'm a little spec wrong for that particular attempt.
Oh, I'm so far off from soloing that.
No, I made it through, but it just wasn't a great run. Either need a lot more DPS or else.
All right, here we go.
All right.
ISA. 3-man ISA.
3-man ISA.
The situation is grim. All attempts to
This situation is grim. Blah, 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 blah.
Situation's grim. I see magical unicorns, orange hearts, yellow moons.
Hey, you know what? I am out of deuterium. Of course, it's not ISC, so I guess it's not quite as critical.
I'm not worried about it. I'm not even going to use batteries on this one.
There.
Kobayashi are one of the best buffs to get.
Yep.
getting the nanite transfer. Done. Additional data available.
That's it for that.
On my way over.
The Netite probes can repair the transporters. Stop them.
Bright light.
Too late.
Oh, it's always helpful.
I think I gotta say my favorite thing about having a ship with piloting maneuvers on it
Yeah.
is being able
So
to dodge
speed burst.
well, the speed burst or the flip over to the side or any of the maneuvers really. It's like I'm gonna go sideways so that your warp core blowing up doesn't kill me.
Well, there's also the aspect of that where you can use that simply as a way to avoid taking damage from ordinary attacks too.
That is
Oh,
true.
Speed tanking builds in pilot ships can do some insane crap. I remember hearing someone talking a while ago about a PvP build that that you had to do with a pilot ship with pilot maneuvers because the trick to the build was to alternate between using pilot maneuvers to give you a sort of temporary invulnerability and actual invulnerability powers. And you would like switch between the two of those to make yourself frustratingly hard damage.
Yeah, I bet that works real well.
Well, one thing you'll notice in the competitive rep is that certain competitive rep space rep traits basically say screw invulnerability powers. You're taking damage anyways.
I can understand that.
That was fun.
That was fun.
And it ended right on time here. So,
Dun, dun,
here we
dun,
go.
dun, 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 dun.
Charlie Ray Big Papa Tart.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So, on behalf of the Darkmom Consortium, I want to thank everyone who joined us today. Bob Bear and Mar Hawkman and Von Marcus. It was so good to have you back here. We're going to go raid Big Papa Tart. So, I'll be back tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. And we'll be back Thursday at 7. But obviously, we'll be around tomorrow.
Or
Have
Pardon?
a good night. Live
Oh,
long
yeah.
and prosper.
And what did you just ask?
I was wondering if he was streaming Trek. He hasn't streamed Trek in a
Yeah.
little while, so
Yeah,
Oh,
it shows he's showing streaming
there you go.
STO, so
All right.
that's why that's why he was the one that made the choice on.
All right.
Now,
Hit
if I
him
see
up.
Von Marcus on, I would have rated you instead, but
I am on. I've been
You're
live
on?
for the last.
you weren't
Yeah,
on my
I'm on.
list.
Oh,
You weren't on my
yeah,
list, right?
sometimes you gotta refresh Twitch.
Ah.
Yeah.
That's what I just did with the second PC. So
Evil
I'm like, I don't see Papa
Twitch.
Tart on. Oh, there he is. But yeah, go ahead,
Yeah,
Ray
we're
Jam.
waiting.
I'll pop over and say hi.
Okay.
Yep.
Take care, everyone. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Bye
Bye.
now.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye bye. Bye bye now.
And we're